Welcome. Hello. This is the book club meeting. We're discussing the book on the screen, Busting Loose from the Money Game. Let's see. All right. We'll see how that works out. If not, I'll change it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Busting Loose from the Money Game. Reframing our mindset around money. And so I am streaming on YouTube and TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're ready to break loose from the limitation of money, how you perceive money, what you think about money. Stop trying to play their game and play your own game, right? You get to decide, how you're going to receive money, how much you will receive. You really do get to decide that once you stop playing the human game and start playing conscious creation. You are a conscious creator. Once you start consciously creating, instead of just sitting back and allowing life to happen to you, you can consciously decide what you would like to experience. So we will be discussing chapters 5, 6, and 7. This is our third week regarding this book. I know I didn't change the topic from deconstructing from Christianity, but it still is deconstructing from that mindset. Because religion is a source of limitation, tries to control you and tell you, all of the horrors that can possibly happen to you, and hardly ever reminds you of, how freeing it is to think for yourself. So that's what this platform is about, and that's why we're discussing busting loose from the money game. The meeting starts at 11 o'clock, so we'll be waiting a few minutes for others to join, to come on in. Those of you who have read the book or are looking to hear about the book, maybe you've never heard of this book, Busting Loose from the Money Game. I feel like busting loose. I feel like busting loose. Hey, hey. Grand Rising, Delissa, welcome, welcome, welcome. Understanding that this world is whatever you say it is. So if you think it's a dystopian type world that you're experiencing, well, hey, go for what you know. But you can create utopia for yourself. You can create, heaven here and now, which is peace and trust and understanding of who you are and why you are and the purpose for your existence. It's just to experience life in whatever way you want to, however way you choose. There's no you should do this, you must do that. It's what is your heart telling you? Where's your heart leading you to? That's what it's all about. Busting loose from the money game, reframing your mindset. Welcome, welcome YouTube. Welcome, welcome TikTok. Double tap the screen, share if you care. And I'm sure you care about money, because money is probably one of the biggest limitations, other probably than health, to the human experience. Hey, Latoxic. Where are you, Delissa? Okay, nice. So if you have anything to share, request up. I think I'm going to change the outlook, though. Let's see. This doesn't look too different. What I usually do. Busting Loose from the Money Game. We're reading chapters 5, 6, and 7. You can get a free copy on the internet. You can also listen to it on Audible, which is how I choose to listen. And I also have what we would call, we like to say in school, when we were in school, Cliff Notes. I will hopefully you'll be able to see a good the Cliff Notes that I reduced in size. Hopefully they'll come up on the screen and they'll be easy to read. Hopefully. Come on in. Book club starting. Busting Loose from the Money Game. Understanding that you are the creator of your reality. And all you have to do is change the way you think about money, and the way you experience money will change. You know, don't stop talking about how difficult, life is, and how broke you are, how you don't have enough money, and, this is too expensive, that's too expensive. I don't know what I'm going to do. I see no way out. Your words are so powerful, and it's the way you think about life is what you're creating about life, right? And when you come truly to understand and accept that this world is all make-believe, and your believing is making you experience life as you are. So if you just decide to get a different perspective, not to try to figure out how to bring money to you, but to recognize that you are money. Hello, welcome, Kristen, over here on YouTube. So I am streaming on YouTube as well as TikTok. TikTok, we can bring callers up onto the screen. Just request up, come into the box, and we can discuss the book. Because this isn't for me to teach, this is for us to discuss. So I will not be teaching this book. We will be discussing this book. So I do encourage you all to come up into the box so we all can give our thoughts on what we've been listening to or reading. Oh, I'm doing amazing. How are you doing, Kristen? We're busting loose from the money game. We're understanding when you change your perspective about money, how you will experience it will change. You'll just start thinking of ways for money to come into your experience, and it will be just like a magnet, right? You'll be magnetic. Like money will just want to be in your reality because you change the way you think of it. Hey, Michelle, welcome. Aww, sending love and virtual hugs, La Toxique. I know this can be very difficult when our parents transition out of this third dimensional reality. Now, hopefully both of you all, as well as her family, are comforted in this time. But as this reality goes, it's a time to mourn, and it's okay to mourn the loss of an unexpected transition. Oh, today is your birthday. Happy birthday, Kristen. Welcome. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, you're good. I didn't even come on yesterday, so I took a day off. Hey, A-Town. I feel like busting loose. So come up in the box, double tap the screen, share the live, join the live, so we can have a great discussion about the book. Let me see about me putting chapter 5 up here. See if I can. The notes from chapter 5. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see chapter 6, chapter 7. I don't know. Let me see. Maybe if I change the layout, maybe that will be better. You'll be able to see it more. Good morning, Gigi. How are you? Let's see. It's a little blurred. The only thing is with those cliff notes that it wouldn't let me copy. Like I couldn't copy and paste so I could make the words. Okay, have a great day. Enjoy your birthday. I'm doing amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Cheryl, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay? I only
Yes,
have
I
one bar.
You
I
said you're
li-
in your car?
no, I only have one bar.
Oh, one bar. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I hear you fine. It's not showing up as one bar on the screen.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy to be here today. I'm enjoying the book, and I think one of the things that it's really great at is making me rethink a lot of different things in a different way. And so the whole idea of like a game, lighten up, like I just really like meditating on that more,
Okay.
and the idea of, it kind of fits in with my philosophy of anything is possible.
Yes, absolutely. Anything is possible. That's it. And we got to maintain that state, that mindset, right?
Yeah, and I'm also like the hologram, that's kind of, I mean, I've heard of that before. I've never really thought about it. So this is a little bit of a mind bender. I'm open to it, but, just kind of trying to wrap my mind a bit around that.
You say it's a mind bender.
Yeah,
The
like
thing
I just
is
never.
that you have to prove it to yourself, though, right?
Right, right. I mean, it's just a new concept. Like I mean, again, I've heard of it, but it was just never something like really in the forefront of my
Hmm.
mind. So, I'm curious by nature. I love to, I listen to a lot of different things. I'm curious. So this is interesting to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. It is. It is amazingly interesting.
Yeah, and it's just a new way to think about things.
Yeah, but I guess it goes along with the whole message of the quantum physics that, everything is waveform, nothing is solid, and it doesn't take form until a pair of eyes set, looks upon it.
Right, right. And that's one of my, I love that observer effect of quantum physics, and so again, like it's really like I'm enjoying, like I'm going to delve into this a little more, it's just, this is really my first real deep dive into, the universe in general as a hologram. So, but yeah, I love quantum physics, so it's fun.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So did you read chapter 5 or listen to chapter 5?
I've read chapter 5. I didn't get all the chapters read. It's been a crazy week, but yeah, like I'm going to read this one again just to kind of grasp the hologram. But again, like what's really standing out to me about the book overall is just how I can change my conceptions about money and life and take it a little lighter. Like if it is a hologram, and which I do believe my observations affect my life, everything that happens in my world is from within.
Hmm.
Just, it's like adds more weight to that,
Yes.
you know, because, in all reality, and I've known this for a long time, but it's just getting it into the conscious mind is, I am responsible for everything that happens to me. So there's no one to blame for anything that happens except myself.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting because, when you look at religion, it's like you're in this kind of limbo of thinking if if you're doing something right or something outside of you is deciding for you, right? If something outside of you is saying, well, yeah, you can have this, or no, you can't have this, or you have to have these set of rules and certain beliefs in order to experience the thing. And I'm saying that you don't have to have beliefs, but the beliefs is creating the good and the bad. Because if you decide something that you're experiencing is bad, then yes, it will be bad for you. And if you're deciding that what you're experiencing is good, then it will be good for you. But you ultimately are the judge of your reality.
Right. Well, something you were talking about this week with someone, you know, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I'll have to come back to that.
No
But
problem. No
I
problem.
definitely do think, I need, like, I think, you know, being aware of my beliefs has like been the life changing thing because that's where, I'm like, oh, this is a, old belief. Oh, you were talking about, oh, I lost it again. But anyways, belief is such an important part. And I did have some very, I grew up with a single mom, we were poor, like that scarcity mindset. And so,
Mhm.
just getting that out of my psyche, just keep reminding myself that's not who I am, that's not the truth of me, like that stuff, I just have to keep not allowing those old thought patterns to have any meaning anymore. That was just an old belief system.
Yep, that's an old belief system. So, I invite everyone to come up. Please come up because this book club is not just for me. Like this is for us, and I don't want to be in like I'm teaching anything. I want to be that we're sharing our perspectives. So we need more people up to share their perspective. Because if it ends up just being me talking, well, I could do that on a regular live. I don't have to set aside a book club to do that if I'm going to just be the one talking. So I don't want this to come like I'm telling you about the book. I want us all to share about the book. That's the purpose of the book club. We all come together to share. So we do need other voices up in the box. But this will be for a very, very, very short live. It doesn't matter. You just because it shows one request doesn't mean you can't come up. I just have it this one like I have the layout like this because I was trying to make this box bigger. But you can still come up. Yep, you'll just stack the box. You just stack on top of each other.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Gigi. Yes, I still think I
Oh,
can have 8 people up here, I believe.
cool. Cool. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
only.
yeah. I just changed the layout.
Oh, okay.
Just so you can see the screen better because it's kind of blurry. But I couldn't make the word doc too big because then you wouldn't be able to then the words would be cut off. So you have to like whatever. It doesn't matter. We could just talk about the book. I'll read. I have another screen that I can read off of just in case you can't see
No,
that.
it's fine. Maybe on other people's page, it shows that request box. So, yeah, it's fine. I was just wondering,
Okay. No, I'm talking about
just being
the
curious.
document on the screen. If that it's coming out kind of blurry.
Oh, look. Oh, okay. I can see it. Pretty cool.
You can see it pretty good. 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 Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's all that matters. So we'll get into chapter 5, which is other people are actors in your hologram reflecting you. So this is not unlike the teachings of Neville, right? Who tells you that everyone else has no free will in your reality, right? That you are the director, the producer, the author, as well as the star. And the people that come into your world are just playing the roles that you've created based on the script that you've written.
Right.
So he's saying the same thing that these people don't exist in your world. They only there to make your reality seem more real, but they're
Right.
actually versions of you. He says everyone else in your hologram is an actor who says and does what you ask him or her to say and do. They're only following your lead. Correct?
Yeah. What I liked about pretty much what he breaks down on these chapters is um between the human side and the you know the between the conscious and the subconscious, your human side and your spiritual side, or your human side, the 3D and the 4D, to kind of word it a little better. How we've been told that money or anything in our lives is played a certain way when really it we can make up our own rules and still succeed at it.
Okay. Yep. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty much it. I mean, he reiterates like the previous chapters on how we play the human game. You know, that everything is a hologram, everything is made up. If we say that something is going to go good, it'll go good. If we say something's going to go bad, it'll go bad. It's all our perception, how we judge things. Um, these rules have been made up for us, like, money doesn't grow on trees. That's not true because I believe money does grow on trees because I found money on shrubbery. So I believe
Yeah,
money grows.
you sound a little far away from the mic.
Oh,
Did
okay.
you?
Because I'm doing my hair while I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay, because it's kind of like in and out. Like I'm catching some of it.
But like I was saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, like I was saying.
I mean, I can hear you. You just sound echoey and far away from the mic.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can put my headphones on. Hang on. One second. Uno segundo, por favor.
Yep. He's reminding you to stop seeing people as separate from you, right? As we always say, you don't see other people, you see your concept. You only see your consciousness. That's all you'll ever see. You don't see people, you see thought forms. Everyone is just a thought form. Everyone is just a figment of your imagination, and they're playing the role out that you gave them. And so if you don't like the mirror, if you don't like the hologram that popped into your experience, the only thing you need to do is change your thoughts about it.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's really much your perception of things. If you perceive money is hard to get, it'll be hard to get. If you perceive that it's easy, it'll be easy. And if you say that it's easy, it'll show you that it's easy. It'll bring situations and circumstances, people, whatever, that it's easy. So there is no rule really to this game. It's your rules.
Yep. Your rules. You make the rules.
To that point, about a year ago, I kind of started this dog sitting side hustle. And I had tried it before, and I kind of had gotten these like kind of crazy customers. And this time around, because I know it's myself pushed out, but I was thinking in my mind that I had to do anything for money, like I had to take on all the jobs for the money. And when I kind of got back into it last year, I kind of set the intention that I was only going to work with people that were in alignment with me. I wasn't going to do things for the money. I wanted to do it to be of service and help people. And that really changed like the kind of people that I got. And it's been a much better, like I've just had the most profitable year, and I've enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, once in a while something, is a little, out of alignment with myself, but it just teaches me to set a boundary next time. Like don't accept, I don't have to do things for money.
Yes. Such an amazing transformation when you realize that money is just the byproduct. It's not the end all be all, right? We only made it necessary because it became the ultimate limitation. The ultimate mind trick, making you think that the only way you can have an amazing life and experience the things that you have if you had to have a huge bank account. And here's my thing. It's nothing wrong with quote unquote doing things for money. It's what you're saying about it. Ultimately.
And that was the shift because before I think my mindset was it didn't matter what the job was, I needed the money,
Right, right.
and now it's like I'm not going to do stuff out of the mindset that I need money, so I'll become a pretzel, to all these
Right, right. The
people.
lack, coming from the lack mindset, right?
Right. I'm coming from who's a good fit for me? How can I be of service, to these people and the pets that I'm sitting for?
Yeah,
And
because
just,
in noticing that it's not separate from you. And I think
right.
that's the thing. We think that it's out there and we got to bring it over here. And there's no out there. There's nothing out there.
Well,
Nothing is separate from you.
right. And that's one of the things I like about listening to you too, because, I don't listen to Neville as much, but, I used to really be, focus on everyone is me, like even even to the point where like if I was in traffic and somebody did something to me, I started calling them a name or something, then I'd laugh because I'm like, oh, I'm really calling myself that, but I kind of got away from that way of thinking, so I like kind of coming back to that because that is really important for me to remember.
Right. Right. Just make sure, guys, because I think my husband is tapping the screen and he doesn't realize he keeps requesting to come up. Just don't bring my husband up. That's Cisco. Do not bring Cisco up. Cisco is not trying to come up into the box. He's working and he's probably tapping the screen and isn't realizing he's requesting up. Right, right, exactly, sure, exactly, Cheryl. It's like and it is the mind shift. You have to stop looking out there and here's the thing. I think money can make you happy if you're already happy. But if you're already doom and gloom, right? If you it's who you are. It's whatever who you are. And the thing is, even if you're unhappy with money, it still makes life more easier if you have money and happy as opposed to being unhappy and having no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, which one would you choose? Unhappy and no money or unhappy and some money? I think we'll take the unhappy and some money.
Well, that's the thing. Like, one of the things you were talking about a while ago, and this isn't it exactly, but I can see myself is, I think a lot of people aren't, and I include myself, aren't really comfortable receiving. So I have to start looking at myself like, I'm like a mom, I'm, mother, wife, daughter, like, I'm much more comfortable in the role of giving. Like it didn't feel good. Like, and I have to catch myself. Like sometimes, I'm like, okay, I got to get, people try to help you or do something. And it's like, no, no, no. But I think it's also like, giving and receiving are the same. So I think it's important to be comfortable receiving because that can block
Yeah.
my
Yeah. And it blocks so many because we've been programmed to this selflessness, always putting others before you. Like, like that's a virtue, to put yourself last and put everyone else in front, and you don't need anything. You're superwoman. You got this, help everybody else, but don't accept help. That whole mindset that has to be shifted, because that's what I like about this book. He says that money, when he takes money out of the equation and says that if someone did something for you, the normal thing you would do was say thank you. You would appreciate it, right? Especially if something that was unexpected. But even if it's expected, whatever it was, for the gift, you would say, I appreciate this. Thank you very much, right? So that's how
Right.
you have to look at money. It's a sign of appreciation. Whether you're giving it or receiving it, like you said, it's both the same, because there's no one to give it to and there's no one to take it from, right?
Right.
You're not receiving it from anyone and you're not giving it to anyone, because everyone is you. So if we come from that mindset that, oh, it's not them doing something for me, it's me appreciating me in the form of this other person. Quotation marks.
Well, that was
Right?
one part I really liked. Yeah. There's a thing in the book where he says you can't see or experience anything unless your expanded self creates a pattern in the field and adds power to pop it out. And that's the part, the power to pop it out.
Yep.
And that's me.
Yep, you're the power. Because as Neville Goddard would say, what's the sap of life? Your attention to a thing, your
Oh, right,
focus.
right, right.
Your
Yeah.
attention
Yeah.
resurrects, gives it life. If you take your attention away from it, then it dissipates.
Right.
Yep. So who else we have? We have the 0120. Hello, how are you?
Hey. Evening. I'm good. How you doing, T?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good, good. No, I just wanted to, just put my little 2 cents into chapter 5 because I unfortunately manifested a job out of fear. And like immediately I was like, oh my God, like it came so fast. I was like, I could have manifested some money without the job. Like, but with being in the workplace again, I'm like, being met with myself. Like, I don't like being told what to do. I don't like, just the authority things. Like a weekend or 2 weeks into work, they told me like, oh, I can't wear my headphones, but it's so much noise. And like, I'm sitting at a computer for literally 9 hours. So it's like, I kind of need, like, I'll listen to you. I'll be listening to like Neville on Amazon Music. Like, I'll just be listening to stuff. But anyways, after they told me the first time, I just pretended like I didn't hear them and just kept using my headphones. And then like one of the, I guess top people, I don't really know her position, but she was like, oh, headphones is how you make mistakes. And I was just like, no, that's how you make mistakes. Like, I'm good. So long story short, I just kept telling myself, like, nobody cares about my headphones. They see that I work so well, da 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 da. Why did people in the office, like the same people who were telling me not to wear my headphones, I started seeing them with their headphones, and I'm like, I switched that up pretty quickly.
Yes. All right. Clock that.
Yes. So now I'm just trying to get out of there and get this money for free.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
It's so cool when you recognize that the world is just reflecting you.
Yes.
And you don't have to argue with it. You don't have to wrestle it to the ground. All you have to do is change your mind about it.
Yes. And that was even like a thing for me because growing up, like even like standing up for myself, or I guess quote unquote confrontation was hard for me. And it's like, oh, you don't even have to be confrontational. You just have to change your mind. Like, that's it. Like,
That's it.
okay, sometimes I
That
get
sounds too
defensive.
simple,
Like,
right?
exactly. Because I'm like, I would get defensive before when I started to stand up for myself. It's like that middle ground where you don't do something and then you're learning it. So you like kind of go too hard. That's how I was like in the beginning. Like any little, like, even like the headphones thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, they think they know me. Da, 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 da. And it's like, girl, relax. Like, they don't think they know you. They just are. Well, actually, you are projecting what you know about workplaces. Like, oh, they don't let you do what you want to do. They don't want you on your phone. Da, 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 da. And that is what's reflecting back with this whole headphones business. So it's like, relax and just understand that, like what's his name? Robert said, they're just holograms. I'm the operant power. I'm the one literally creating this playing field.
Absolutely. Oh, love that. That's it. Because I really like what he says in the number 3 of the little cliff notes. He says, trying to understand or control others' Okay, well, let me read the first part. He said, focus on your own hologram and your own creation. Trying to understand or control others' holograms leads to a tangled hierarchy that cannot be resolved logically. And that's what too many people are doing. They're too busy minding other people's business.
Hello.
Man, the business that pays you. You're not here to control anyone. Like I did a video, it said you're not anyone's superhero. You're not Captain America. You're not Superman. You're not here to try to get people to see it your way or to live life according to you. You are here to experience your dream life, your world. And based on your concept, whether it's a world of dystopian realities or utopian, you get to decide. And so those people will come and play the role for you based on your concept, based on your story that you're telling yourself, how you want your reality to look like.
And they do a damn good job.
So you gotta take your eyes off. You gotta create your own world. You gotta, like Esther Hicks would say, you gotta sometimes you do have to put your head in the sand. You gotta put your head down in the hole. You cannot look outside, because people would definitely drive you back. And I was thinking about that when I was talking to my husband this morning. I'm just like, yeah, when I have, the other platform, and we're allowing those who may not think this way come up.
Oh,
I
right.
said, I'm going to shut down whenever they want to start with their hypotheticals of the most worst thing that can happen. I'm just not going to even allow that to even be a conversation, because don't bring that energy over here. You go watch your news and you go create your dystopian reality and you go do you. We over here, we're creating our reality and we live in La La Land.
Yes.
We over here in Fantasy Island, where dreams come true, where the reality that we want to experience becomes the reality we will experience.
Literally, where life is but a dream.
Yes, and we're dreaming the best that we can think of.
Yo, I had to tell myself the same thing, because I would get so, like, I would literally feel myself like my emotions rising when they would come in the chat, and especially when they start talking to you crazy. I'd be like, bro, like, who are you? And then I had to learn, like, okay, Nikki, as long as you ignore them, they have to go away. So I stopped. Well, I didn't completely stop, like, going back and forth in the chat, but it has diminished immensely, because I'm like, I'm the one getting a rise up out of myself just listening to them, when I could just ignore what they're saying. Now I just be listening and laughing like, wow, they sound very afraid.
As I was saying, and again, they're reflections of us, right? So there's still something in us that's still operating from that mindset of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they're popping into our reality to show us, okay, it's time for you to transmute that energy. It's still something there about that fear aspect. Let's transmute it. It doesn't live here anymore. It has no life, right? But as long as you give it that attention, and all it takes
Yes.
for that demon to grow is for you to, it's like, what was those, it goes back in the 80s or the 90s. The critters, no, not critters. What was it called? The little funny little things, and you put water and they multiply.
Gremlins.
Gremlins,
Gremlins,
yeah. Right, gremlins. That's the only way they festered and grew, because you fed them, you gave them that energy. And so we just have to awareness is so key. The power of awareness is so key. Oh my goodness, it's so key. Oh my goodness. Being aware that you're aware that you're aware.
Say that.
Man, because it's so easy to go down that path. But a good thing is you can always make a U-turn. As Gigi said, get off that. You found yourself off the neural pathway highway. Just get back on. You detour for a little bit. Just hop back on. Regain focus. Change the way you think. Transform those thoughts. And give your energy and thought life to what you want. Because I was like, yes, you can start talking about what's happening in other people's reality, right? People that are experiencing horrific and traumatic things. But then if they're creating their reality, the only way they will be able to reframe it or have a different experience is that they have to realize that they are the ones attaching themselves to that reality. Mm-hmm. And the moment that they stop seeing themselves as victims and less than, and just just a victim to circumstance. But here's the thing, we came here to experience that. So once we come to that enlightenment or awakening, the shift does happen.
It gotta be a mind shift,
Yep. Hey, Anunnaki, one second. We're doing a book club meeting today. We're discussing the book Busting Loose from the Money Game. Esteem Loose. Did you have something to say about chapter 5, A
No, I'm
Toxic?
sorry. I didn't get to read it because of all going
Oh,
on,
that's
but
okay.
I apologize. But I just wanted to confirm the concept of like everyone is a figment of your imagination and they are literally going to conform into what you need them to be. Whatever you believe about a person is what you will see. That is the confirmation bias of it all. And I just wanted to come up and confirm that. And for some reason, to separately, I can't see who's coming up, so I don't have
Really?
any like control over that. I just wanted to let you know. Yeah, I just can't see like who's coming up. I can't invite people up. I just have normal permission. So I just wanted to tell you that. I didn't want you to think that I wasn't like looking at the chat or
Let me
anything like that.
see. Let me see. Let me see. Manage moderator access. Well,
Yeah, I just want to add on what Latoxic was saying. Like this how I look at it. Like this my program, right? And if I don't want you a part of that program, you will get deleted.
yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Maybe come out, Little Toxic, and come back in. Maybe come out of the live because you have all of you. Nothing changed.
It's probably just a glitch. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, why would you let somebody live in your head rent free?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And so I am streaming on YouTube as well. Hello, Sharice. And so Sharice has a question regarding manifesting a specific person. And so it says, let's see, I need some help. I know you've addressed this so many times, but I am having trouble believing that I am God in human form. I just want to know, I want this specific person, but no matter what, it's like he's not having it. But that's the thing. You're letting him have free will. And you have to stop wanting and start being. It's not a matter of wanting. Because you're wanting is why you're not experiencing it. That's the only reason. You're saying we're not together. He's not acting right. No, you're not thinking right. He's only responding to your concept of yourself. And so you have a concept of thinking that maybe you're undesirable, you're not enough, there may be some insecurity at play. And so you have to change self-concept. We think that relationships are about other people when the relationship is about with ourselves. How are we seeing ourselves? Because how we see ourselves is how others will see us. So if we're walking around thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know why they're not calling me, I don't understand. Because you're making it their responsibility to do something as opposed to commanding the reality you want to experience. Like many people will say, oh my goodness, he calls me all the time. He's so obsessed with me. He can't get enough of me. He enjoys me. Every time he wakes up, he thinks about me. He's sending me good morning texts. We're talking on the phone until we fall asleep. We're falling asleep on the phone. That's just how much we enjoy being around one another and communicating with one another. Oh my goodness, he plans the most awesome dates. Like however you want your relationship to look, you have to say that's what it is.
Right.
And this is what you have to understand. You don't look to the 3D to confirm anything. The 3D is just to be experienced, is not a place for confirmation.
Facts. 3D is physical, you know?
You're right. The physicality is the effect, is never the cause. So if you keep waiting, I'm waiting for him to change. I'm waiting for him to call me. He has to show me that he loves me for me to know that I'm loved. Well, then you may never feel loved then if you waiting somebody else to confirm that for you.
Yes, it starts with self, you know, self-love. Love yourself first and you will attract that, you know, your magnetism will be amplified and people start coming in your life that you need, you know?
The 3D is your servant. You don't serve the 3D. The 3D serves you.
Right.
And all it is replaying your old story. So just think of okay, we're the director, we're the producer, we're the star, right? So you're the editor too. So let's say like they do in Hollywood, and there's a chapter in this book about Hollywood movies. If there's a scene of a movie that you don't like, what does the editor do? He removes it. The director say, okay, I don't like that scene. Add this scene instead. So what you're doing is you're revising. You're just changing the scene. So instead of saying that he's not doing what he's not conforming, say he's conforming. Give thanks that he's your boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. He loves it. I am so thankful. He's my boyfriend. Oh, he's so sweet. He's so nice. He can't get enough of me. You can say it like that. Or, if you happen to have an attitude about it, oh man, this guy just won't leave me alone. He's always calling me. He's always talking to me. He always wants to be with me. However it is you're saying it. Speak the story. Create the story that you desire. Who cares what you're seeing on the 3D? Even if you see him with another chick, say he's with you. Oh, look, there he is holding my hand. Look at that. He's always holding my hand. He is so romantic. He just loves me so much. Change the story. And it's funny that she mentioned that because somebody was asking me about their SP. And remember, I started joking about SP Saturday. And ironically, on Saturday, I've had people like send me messages, or even on like if they see me with my husband or whatever, they'll be asking me about their SPs, and it's been on a Saturday, and I'm like, oh my god, I just created SP Saturday. My husband's like, SP Saturday. Because people have been asking me on Saturdays, or somebody will talk about specific person on a Saturday. Because we're joking around saying, oh, we're going to have SP Saturdays. Look, see, power of words. So when you're saying, where is it? Where is he? Or I've been affirming he's mine, but he's not here. Or I've been affirming he calls me, but he's not calling me. You know what God, universe is saying? Yes, you are affirming that he calls you. Yes. No, he doesn't call you. Yes, you are affirming that he's with you. Yes, he is not with you, because no matter what you decree, no matter what you say, God, universe is always saying yes and amen. So it's not up to him. That's what
I was just about to say. What Latoxi said. It's about, you just have to. It just sounds like you haven't decided. You're trying to play both sides of the fence, and it doesn't work that way. So you're just canceling it out, and you're staying in the same place.
Right. He's your guy. He's with you. He loves you. He's only crazy about you. His ding-a-ling only gets hard for you. He only wants to be with you. And this is let it go and let it flow. Just like when you put an Amazon order. You put the order in and you expect it. You trust it. And
you just have to decide that you're in a relationship. To me, when you start being too specific, when you start trying to be too much into the details of it all, that's when you start minding a business that doesn't belong to you. The how is not your work. When you start talking about, oh, this is how it's happening, this is how it's going, it's happening this way. No. You're already in a relationship. So
right.
If you're already in the relationship, here's the thing. You have to think of it like that. When you're already in a relationship, do you go into a relationship, and maybe people do, thinking worst case scenarios? Because if you're already pre-programming yourself to be saying, well, he doesn't show up for me, he really doesn't call that much, say that the relationship is amazing and then just leave it at that. Just say it's amazing and then go your way in peace and let it be amazing. Not how it's going to be amazing. No, just that it is amazing. And allow yourself to be amazed. Like, dang, I didn't even ask for flowers, and here he is giving me flowers. Man, I didn't even ask for chocolate. Here you go, buy me my favorite chocolate. Man, I didn't even ask for him to take me to. I didn't even say that we would go to this favorite restaurant. Well, here we are at this favorite restaurant. Man, I didn't even man, he's planning out. He's planning vacation. I didn't even ask for. Just allow the unfoldment. Stop trying to predict what it's going to be like. And just know however it is going to be wonderful. Sometimes you get too much into the weeds, and then you end up talking yourself out of the thing that you're trying to convince yourself of.
Also, you have to understand that on these platforms like YouTube and TikTok, they sell, oh, I manifested my SP in 24 hours. I manifested my SP in 3 days. I sneezed, achoo, and my SP appeared. They totally, and if you pay me, $5,000, I can show you how to do it. So it's like you were saying earlier, it's like dangling the carrot in front of the horse. When really
Yeah,
you don't
because
need
when you know time
Exactly.
is not a factor for you.
Exactly.
You don't care when it comes because you know it's coming. Like it doesn't, you're not checking for it.
Right.
Like when like I say, I always use myself as an example because yes, I was there in that mindset of how relationships were prior to how I'm experiencing it now. And I realized that it was my thinking that was causing these things to be the way they were. It was my thinking that men did this and men were this way. And, not until I shifted and changed my perspective, I can't even say the time lapse. You know what I'm saying? Between me deciding and then me meeting my husband. I don't know if it was a week, 2 weeks. I don't know if it's 3. I have absolutely no idea. Because
Exactly.
it was like I just knew it was a thing. Once the mind shifted, time didn't matter. It didn't matter when it was. I just knew it was, right? Like it didn't matter if it took 2 months. That
Right.
didn't matter because I knew that it was.
Exactly. And in all honesty, when you're in a relationship with your SP, you're not all day thinking how much he loves you. I mean, you might pop in your head every once in a while, but you're not consistently affirming it over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my pink guitar, and I wanted a pink guitar, wanted a pink Schecter, and I let it go, and then it showed up on my birthday, and I have it. I mean, I love my guitar, and I look at it, I give it kisses and whatnot, everyone, But I'm not 24 hours saying, "Oh, I love my pink guitar. Oh, my pink guitar. Oh, my pink guitar." You're not doing that in real life. Even with the things that you don't want, you don't sit there and meditate over and over and over of the things that you don't want. You just accepted it. So all you have to do is accept that you're in a relationship with this person, and let it unfold. Let the journey begin. Get on that neural pathway highway, and let's see all the wonderful things it's going to show you. But you keep your eye on the prize, no matter what's happening. Are you going to have a human moment? Yeah. You might cry. You might see him with another girl and be like, "Rrr," and have your human moment. But then get back on that highway. He's my boyfriend. He loves me. Whatever relationship it is that you want with him.
Yeah.
But there's no time limit.
No time limit. That's what you have to get out of your mind. And I know people are like, I'm just tired of being alone. I'm just tired. That's the thing. That's why it's not happening. Because you're tired of being by yourself. You don't even like being by yourself, and you think somebody else going to be with you, and you don't even like being with you.
I mean, and that's how I got married. At first, because I was like, so when I stopped being obsessed about wanting to be married, I just said to myself, you know what, Gigi? Okay, we're single. We're going to enjoy being single. I said, you know what? Show up when you feel like freaking showing up. Okay? Done. And I just started enjoying myself being single. And the moment I did that, girl, I mean, they were just coming out of the woodwork, even ex-boyfriends. I'm like, dude, I haven't even seen you in 15 years? I know you from high school. What the heck are you doing contacting me? And it's like, I'm like, what? And started dating, started having fun, still being single. And if a relationship, I'm like, no. I'm enjoying being single. I'm just going to enjoy being single. I'm going to enjoy being with me. I would take myself out on dates. If I wanted flowers, I'd buy them for me. Sometimes I'd even have them specially delivered to me. These are for you. Oh, thank you. Oh, look, I got flowers, even though I sent them to me, but that's okay. And the moment I just let go and just started, I knew I wanted to get married, and I was thankful that I was married to a wonderful man and all this kind of stuff. But I wasn't clinging onto it, wanting, I gotta have it. Oh, if I don't have this, I'm not gonna be happy. No. You're God. We're God. God doesn't, you don't see God doing that. Oh, let's take it even further. You never saw Jesus doing that. So, and he said that the same things he can do, we can do it even greater. So Don't give this person free will. They're in your movie. Rewrite their part.
Yeah, yeah, but we're gonna hold off on the SP because
SP Saturday.
nope, it's a book club. I don't know, the toxic. Maybe does your TikTok require an update?
Must, because it's glitching like crazy.
I'm like, it may need an update.
Is it showing that I'm in the big box for you
No,
guys, or
no,
no?
you're in a panel with everyone else.
Oh,
I
The
see
big
you,
box,
Latasi.
the big boxes has the notes.
okay, got it. It's just my glitchy app then, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. And A Town, are you good? Do you require an app? Are you coming up in the box? Cause this your book, dude. We need to hear you. I know you missed
Totally.
last Saturday.
Totally, man. This is your book.
Don't be playing in the background. Come on up. Come on down. You're next up on The Price is Right. Hey,
Come up to the Hollywood
A-Town.
Squares. A-Town.
Hey, what is good, everybody? What is good? No, this book is definitely super duper awesome. Let me ask you this: was everybody able to grasp the hologram, the holographic plate analogy? Did that kind of make sense to everybody?
Yeah, it did to me.
And how they showed like from the laser to the beam, and how that, because it's like, we see that, but we do that in our brain almost like simultaneously, I guess.
Well, it was
Where we
Hollywood
see
that copied our brains.
right, well, that part. Facts. No, I definitely enjoyed, I missed two chapters last week, but I was able to catch up with y'all. It was my birthday. So,
Happy
I really
birthday,
wanted to
A-Town.
go into, yeah, thank you. I really wanted to go into this chapter was just where it says the same thing is true for the human game and the holographic illusions we call reality. We can't see or experience anything unless our expanded self creates a pattern in the field. And I'm still trying to grasp trying to bring it over to the analogy world, to the present world, or the world that we're in, where, as you guys were saying, we don't mind the 3D. But in one of the chapters, it spoke about how and I guess this was they say, as mentioned earlier, phase 1 of the human game is about total immersing yourself in the illusion of the 3-dimensional world. So that 3D that it's referring to is our desired world, or are they referring to the actual 3D that we call it the 3D?
Yeah, it's talking about the human game, the 3D that we think is so real. The world of effects, your physical world is the 3D. That's what he's referring to. That you think is real when it's all just an illusion. Okay,
so that it says the patterns your expanded self creates in the field are real. The power your expanded self applies to the patterns but everything else you see and experience is your hologram and your holographic illusion. So I was a little lost behind that, just behind, not really lost, but just kind of, it just needed I guess translation, or I just kind of needed to marinate.
So the Cliff Notes put it this way. It was saying that nothing's separate from you. So it says the people you interact with in your hologram are not truly separate from you. They are other aspects of your consciousness created from patterns in the field by your expanded self. So everything you see, consciousness created it just for you to experience it, regardless who it is or what it is. Whether it's the car, the house, the girlfriend, the mother, the siblings, the job. Everything in your world is created from the pattern that's in the field. So the field is the waves, right? And it's not until your expanded self, collapses it into form through what? Your focus. So it's your in the intents of your mind is what you're seeing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So it's like nothing is there in your world. Nothing in this world has not is not real. It has no power in and of itself. The power is coming from your expanded self, from your awareness, from your consciousness. So like when we say there's no out there, there's only in here, it's only what's going on in your mind. So look at your mind as the projector and look at your world as the screen, where you're only seeing what you're projecting in the mind. And then you're seeing that on the screen of space. It's just like watching a movie. When you see the projector in the theater, if they change the film, the screen is going to change, right? Same thing with the mind. When you change your mind, what you see in your world is going to change.
Okay, so when we're looking at, so I've heard us reference there is no good or bad. So what does that projection is? What kind of projection is that?
It's whatever you're saying it is. So two people can have the same exact experience, right? And it's your assumption about the experience that determines whether it's good or bad. So one person could say, two people say, oh, I want to make more money and I want to be promoted in my field, in my career. And both of you are having the same desire. You may even be in the same field. One person gets let go and feels like it's the end of the world. Like, I asked for a promotion, I asked for more money. How am I going to lose my job? Well, the other person experiences the same thing and doesn't perceive losing the job as a detriment, but sees it as, oh, that means that now I can possibly go and get the job I really want, or I can go maybe, something better must be around the corner. This isn't the end of the story because I asked for a promotion and more money. And since consciousness doesn't play games with reality, when I ask for fish, it's not going to give me a serpent or a stone. It's going to give me what I asked for. But this is part of the experience to get me to my desired end. So if the one person looks at it as a detriment, losing the job, and can't see a way out and thinks that, oh my goodness, now I'm not going to pay my bills. I gotta, unemployment doesn't pay enough. Like they just start thinking of the worst case scenarios. Do you know when you start thinking the worst case scenarios, you start creating them? But the other person doesn't see it as a bad thing. That isn't looking at it from a wrongful thing. It's saying, oh, okay. And I didn't really like that job to begin with. That just means something else better is on the horizon. I appreciate it. And then they end up getting networking. Somebody, it could be a friend who's like, oh man, I know. I was talking to my boss, a position that has just opened up is something that you do. It's actually more responsibility. I don't know how, you could talk to them, find out what the pay is, but I think it's probably even more than what you're used to getting paid for. Like the way that the job comes, you have absolutely no idea how that will happen, right?
And we and the way we play our part in that particular scene right there, our part is just the knowing, just the practicality of us living in that end of whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's the beginning, or sometimes it's the middle, sometimes it's the end. But we just kind of have to stay in that feeling or in that vibe.
Yep. You have to expect the best will come. It's about
You have to
expectation, right? Expect that the best will come.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Most people expect, like, they always go to the worst case scenario. They don't see that the losing the job was part of the experience to get you to your next passion, to get you to your desired outcome. That in order to make the more money and to get the greater position wasn't going to happen at that company. It was going to happen. Not that it couldn't. That just wasn't the option for this reality in which you're experiencing.
For sure. No, that's good. I like the key points as well, just how they kind of break down, you plus your expanded self as consciousness, and those things. And I really like the expansiveness of how they just kind of break stuff down like that, so we can eat it up a little better.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll let somebody else share.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Can I say something quickly?
Oh, of course.
What you were saying, T, about how like one person will see losing their job as like, oh, this terrible thing because they were manifesting something else, but then the other person will see the opportunity in that. Not to jump ahead, but that kind of goes into what Robert was saying in the book in chapter 6 with the judgment, like how we have a certain judgment of things, and that good or bad label is what like kind of drives like how we're feeling about the situation, but it's literally still coming from how we're thinking about it.
Absolutely.
So true.
Yep. Because I did want to move over to chapter 6, unless you guys have something else you wanted to bring out about chapter 5.
I think I'm good here. I did want to tell a little tiny story about this job that I got and how I got it, like if y'all don't mind.
Oh no, go ahead. We love success stories.
Yes, so it's a mediocre for me because it's like it's a success story in that I manifested it, but I don't want to work, so I'm like, but anyways.
You're funny.
So I was in this big situation. It looked like I was going to lose my apartment, and I was like literally in shambles. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get a job. And I was at my mom's house. I stayed till like 11 p.m. I got home at like 11:30, and then I was like, oh man, I have to do some more job applications. But then I looked at the time and I was just like, you know what? One of these jobs that I applied for is going to hit me up this week. And I just let it go. The next morning, I woke up to an invitation for a job interview, and it was actually for my sister's job. So 2 days later, I got the interview, and I'm like, I did a little script like, oh, it's so easy. They hired me on the spot, da 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 da. Do you know it wasn't even an interview? It was like they were telling me how great my sister is at the job, and basically they were telling me like because she's so great, I got the job. So it was just like the acceptance of like I don't feel like doing all this. It just came so quickly, and even though I don't want to work, I am grateful that it came, so easily, because when you don't want to do something, you don't want to work hard for it. At least that's that's me. So I just wanted to say that because really it was just the acceptance of like, I don't feel like doing this, so I'm not. And I guess me just laying it down and giving it to God and me, God was like, all right, here you go.
Yep. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that. Love that. The simplicity of it. And the thing is and we try to quantify it with, oh, if it's big, it doesn't come that easily. The small things, they come that easily. But we're deciding that something is big and complicated, right? That it must be more effort. It must take more time. It must, like we are saying that consciousness doesn't look at big or small. Consciousness isn't deciding, well, because it's this thing, you have to wait this long, and because it was this thing, you only had to wait this amount of time. It's things can just happen instantly, but it depends on how quickly you are ready to accept that it's done. How quickly are you able to not make it a problem? Because a lot of times we make the things we desire be problems. Go ahead, Gigi.
Oh, sorry. It's all your perception.
Yep.
I was working for United Healthcare here in my state, and I got hired to work there again. But they kind of had like a little bit of a power issue, because since they're like the big fish in the area, they felt that they can hire and fire people at will. So I applied, and for the third year working as a temp, and I did get hired. And then for some reason, right then and there, they let me and like 10 other people go. And so I was upset about it, because I had to cut my vacation short to start the job. And then afterwards I said, you know what? I said, Gigi, is this really what you want to do? I said, no, not really. What do you want to do? I said, I want to make money playing music. Okay, then let's focus on that. And I just said, okay, I'm going to make money playing music. Screw this job. I'm going to make money playing music. So I went to Starbucks, got myself one of those mocha cookie crumble double fudge nightmare chocolate things to treat myself with, and went hiking, did all that, and then went over to this like place. And, I stayed there all day, had happy hour, had a drink and everything. My husband calls me and he's like, "Aren't you at the job?" I said, "No, they let me go." And he's like, "But why?" I'm like, "I don't know, and I don't care. We're gonna make money playing music." And then like about maybe a couple of days later after that, we got a phone call and a casino hired us to play.
Nice.
So, and yeah, and then like another bar, and then private parties, and started hiring us to play music.
Yes.
So, I mean, I could have looked at it like, oh man, what am I going to do now? Oh, agony. Or, okay, something better is going to come along. Maybe deep down, I really didn't want to do that job.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I felt that, I'm doing this job, but I really don't want to do it. I'm making money, but I really don't want to do it when I really want to be doing music. I really want to play music. So subconsciously, I got myself fired.
Yep. Because there's no job to fire you. You fired yourself.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's
because I
your
think we do
perception.
compromise on our dreams, on our life, because we're like, well, that seems to be a pie in the sky type thing, and that seems not to be a reality for me, and I need to keep it real. So I gotta pay my bills, so I better go find a job. We think the only way that we can have a sustainable life or sustainable, income is that we have to work a job.
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta believe in yourself. Just believe, like, man, if I have this gift and I want to share it with the world, and I believe that sharing this gift with the world is my way of appreciating me, well, won't I appreciate me by supplying my every need to do the thing I truly desire doing? Because that's ultimately what's happening. It's the greater part of you is ensuring that you are well taken care of to do the thing you love to do.
And that's a beautiful way to look at it. Yeah. And I mean, I've never been happier because
because you're doing something you totally enjoy. You don't have to make yourself. You don't have to convince yourself to do it, and like, that's a beautiful thing.
And I've seen pictures, like people that have taken pictures of me playing out, and I'll look at my face and I'll be like, man, I look so goofily happy. It's like goofy happy, like I have like this big smile on my face. Or I'll make the rocker chick look, the rock star look on my face or whatever. But it looks like and even in video, it looks like I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am so thankful that that's my job. I get to do that.
Because it's just like, as if people say you only have this life to live, right now. You only have now. You only have this moment right now, right? And this is where the questions have to come to yourself. Am I doing the thing because I'm in fear of, if I choose the thing I really want, I won't have the things I need to survive? So is that not also operating from fear and limitation? And this is about unlimiting yourself. Unlimiting, and stop coming up with excuses as to why, and just have faith. This is where faith is required, where you don't know how you're going to get there. Just know that you're already there. And the things that need to happen to ensure your success, your prosperity, has already been devised by your expanded self. Because everything already exists. That life that you're putting on the back burner because you're operating in fear already exists. It's already there. It's already done. You're just shifting to the reality of where you are experiencing it. Man, that's such an amazing, and the thing is, yes, you're going to have the world tell you that's not how it goes. That's not how it works. You're not supposed to do it that way, right? That's what I was saying, you want inspiration. Maybe you don't have inspiration from people in your everyday life, but we do have, our world will give us something that we can hang our hat on. So that's why I was like, hey, listen to Jermaine Dupri, this boy, 12, 13, 14 years old, planning out his music career. He didn't know, people would have told him, that's not how you become a star. That's not how you start producing. But he didn't have no one to tell him that it should go this way or should not go this way. He only had him because he didn't have money. He only finished sixth grade, up to sixth grade. He didn't even finish elementary school. So talking about not going to high school, he didn't even finish elementary school. And it's amazing that he would say, but I wouldn't say that's the way to go. Why? Why again do you want to? You didn't put limits on yourself, but then you're going to tell the generation behind you, oh no, but school is a must. School is a must. It's only
Right.
a must if people feel like that's their path.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how many people don't resonate with the school system?
Yeah.
And they are suppressing their gift by going to a school system that doesn't educate but indoctrinates.
Mm-hmm.
But only if you feel like that's where you're supposed to be. Because I'm not telling anybody you should do anything, because there is no should.
Right.
It's whatever you're feeling led to do, that's what you do. But a lot of children recognize, oh no, school is not my
Not my cup of
forte.
tea.
Not my forte, not my cup of tea. And they're creating. He kept saying, my mind told me, my mind told me, my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my mind. Man, the more of us would just go to our mind.
And if we were told, go to your mind. See, we're
But
not
he
told
wasn't
that.
told. His parents didn't know.
Yep.
He had no blueprint for this.
Yep.
He was just doing what was in his heart to do, what was dropped in his spirit, and he was trusting that. He was literally trusting in himself. He bet on himself at 12, 13, 14 years old. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so chapter 6 is, we're going to move to chapter 6.
Hollywood.
Discomfort reveals where your power is hidden in limiting patterns. The greatest amount of power is hidden where you feel discomfort. Power. The intense feelings of discomfort you experience, fear, anxiety, anger, shame, frustration, are actually raw power you invested in creating limiting illusions in phase 1. The more intense the discomfort, the more power is available to reclaim. He calls them eggs of limitation. Limiting patterns in the field are reinforced. And so he gives a list of how they're reinforced through beliefs, judgments, and consequences. That's how we reinforce the limiting beliefs, the limitations to our personal experience. And so, yes, I guess that's what people describe, like what they call it, the dark night of the soul, or the despondency, or the helplessness, or the intensity of feeling alone, like you're all by, because that's where you're supposed to claim the power that you created this just to make yourself feel what it would be like to not know yourself, right? So you put so much power into believing that you were abandoned, that you weren't enough, that you were insecure, that you weren't talented, that you weren't smart enough. Like, you put so much power. When it's time to unlimit yourself, that you're going to feel so much discomfort, because it's such an unfamiliar space to the body to accept that you're really limitless, and not all the power that you put into make yourself feel limited. Yep. And so now we just have to unlimit ourselves. Unlimiting yourself. And so I like the movie Limitless. I like Doctor Strange, like Inception. Like, those movies really help you understanding, how you're creating your reality through your quote unquote beliefs. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, beliefs, you need to know. Well, how many people don't know and they're operating just from belief? So you can say that people need to know, but a lot of people don't think that they know. A lot of people just accept what they were told, which is all belief means, that you accepted someone else's perspective about reality. They told you, well, if you want to get a job, you got to go do 12 years of school, and maybe even 16. If you want to specialize in a certain type of career, you have to go, even more years. Do another 2 years. Do 20 years of school just so you can get. But usually school is a limitation, because school says as long as you can regurgitate this information that I've put in you, then that will make you successful. I mean, the most people that have been greatly successful did not come from educated background, right? Now, I'm not saying that all, because we know the likes of Oprah Winfrey, she went to college, in journalism. But did she really become a journalist, or did she become a talk show host? And she became an actress. So did she really accumulate all this money from her journalism degree? No, she didn't. She did not get her money from telling the news on her local news station. No, she actually used that degree to catapult her into going to millions and millions and millions of homes, talking about things that really touched the heart. She got to the heart of the matter and made people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and belief systems on her platform. And then she used that to go into acting and everything else that she did. So again, it's about your journey and not what someone else is doing. But we look at someone else's path as inspiration, not to say we have to do exactly what they did. But a lot of times, if you take the path of those people, I don't see how you wouldn't get some type of success from that when you see how they did it and mimic it, right? Like Kobe Bryant did with Michael Jordan. He mimicked his playing style, and he became one of the greatest basketball players, just like Michael Jordan.
It's like the story of
Yeah, but how many journalists have talk show platforms? Because a lot of the people that have talk show platforms didn't have a journalistic degree background either. When you look at, you had actresses also become talk show hosts. You have what's her name? The one that did the singer. What's her
Kelly
name?
Clarkson.
Jennifer Hudson. No journalism degree.
Kelly Clarkson.
What's the white girl that started off as a kid actress?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. No journalism degree. So let's not make arguments just to have arguments. I just use Oprah as an example because that a talk show is not journalism. I'm sorry, it's sensationalism. It's just getting people to talk about their issues. You don't have to have a journalism degree to do that. And I'm sure she had other people, doing, and she did some questionable things too that some people would side-eye her about as well when it came to some of the choices she made with different people. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No, what I was going to say is that, when you were saying, like, if somebody, like, emulates or say that they are that person, like the story of Esau and I always get these two confused, either Isaac or Jacob, where he says, I am Esau. I mean, if these people were saying, I'm a journalist, I'm a talk show host, I'm getting a talk show, I'm an actress, then they will become what they say. Pamela Anderson did that.
Yeah, because they think that you have to be great at it in order to do it. I'm not talking about how great Jennifer Hudson is at it, but she's doing it. I'm not talking about how great Drew Maria, Ricky Lake. I don't care how great they are at it. These ladies still on. She still has the job. Right. As much as people complain about how Jennifer Hudson isn't that great of an interviewer, she still has a job doing it though. And she's been doing it for how many years?
Yep.
And like they haven't taken. I don't know if she got renewed this season or not because I don't watch her, so I don't know. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Meaning you don't have to have a degree. If you say I have a talk show, you'll get a talk show. How that's gonna come about, we don't know, but that's none of our business. That's the how is none of our business. But if we say
Jennifer Lopez, look how many people she fooled with her. She just decided she was going to be a great songstress, but it comes out this girl wasn't really singing on her own songs.
I know.
she was the greatest lip singer of all time, but
totally.
But she was able to. It just goes to show you it's not about talent. It's about desire.
Exactly.
And people wanted to make it be about talent when talent has nothing to do with it. Like, you don't have to be the best singer to be a world phenom. You know, like you don't have to have this great attribute. You just have to know that what you want and then persist in that knowing.
I think that's what's so crazy about the and shows to me manifestation works or belief, because reality, some people are just famous living their life and become millionaires.
Yep.
You know, there's no rules anymore. You can do and be whatever. I mean, we see it over and over again.
Right. Thing is, it was never rules. The rules was what limited us, right?
Right.
They told us we had these rules when actually there were never any rules. That those who are very successful didn't do it the way that they said it should have been done. Right? When it comes out, you know, like, did Michael Jackson study music, or was he just gifted in music? And maybe he studied maybe later on. I don't know his, you know, but we were told it was his parents, you know, his father that said, you're going to learn this, you're going to do this. But did Michael Jackson even play instruments like his brothers did? Like, we know the older ones, Jackie and Jermaine, played the guitar, but we don't see Michael ever, other than his vocals being his instrument. He wasn't like Prince, who could play, you know, many different instruments.
Well, Daddy beat music and
You silly. not even.
I'm sorry, I had to. It's because I'm thinking about Eddie Griffin, because Eddie Griffin said,
I mean, but even
my
as he got
daddy
older, right? Because he did it to
me.
all
Yep.
the children, right? He did it to
Yeah.
all 6 boys, right? But
Yeah.
only one became a worldwide sensation. Only one changed the way music, the way we enjoyed music and listened to music and experienced music.
Because he claimed it.
Exactly.
He called himself
Exactly.
the king of pop before the world was calling him the king of pop.
That
And
part.
and he would write post-its, and even Corey Feldman even said that in his house he had post-its all over the place of like a positive affirmation. I'm the greatest singer of all time. I've changed the face of music. Things like that. He had it written all over his house, and in the mirror of his bathroom, when you go to the bathroom, you know, where the medicine cabinet.
Like Divination said, his mind
Yep.
was his instrument. Yep.
Yep. His mind was an instrument.
And
So,
that's what it is. Our mind, our consciousness, our awareness. That's what's going to once we decide what we think is that we don't remain faithful to it, right? Too many of us, we give up on ourselves because it's not happening in the time and in the way we think it should. And so we don't remain faithful to ourselves, to our desires. We say, nope, well, it's not happening. It's been 10 years. It's taken too long. It's been this, you know, like we get discouraged. We like, you know, and we keep going back and forth, and we keep questioning ourselves, and we keep, you know, creating these limitations that we're not even aware of. And then we just get out of our own way. Man, you know, it's like, here's the beauty of it though. It doesn't matter what age you are when you come into this knowing. As long as you are in this quote unquote physical body, you have the opportunity to choose you. To choose you. Just choose you. Let go of all the excuses why it can happen, and allow your mind to show you why it has already happened, why it is a possibility, why it is a done deal. And so he says that the field reinforced these limiting beliefs, these limiting experiences, which is beliefs, ideas you accept as true. Money is scarce. Judgment, labeling beliefs, creations as good or bad. I don't have enough money. That's bad. Right? So you say I don't have enough money, so you make that a bad thing when it's not anything. It really doesn't matter, but you're making it matter by judging it. Judgment is the glue that keeps illusions locked in place. Remember that. That's why I always say stop judging it. Just stop saying it's a problem, then it won't be. Just call it an experience. It's just a happening. It's just something that you're experiencing in the moment. It's not good or bad. It's not right or wrong. It's just a thing that's taking place. If we could just learn to reframe what we're experiencing and stop judging it as something that shouldn't be happening and just see it as something that is happening, man, make a world of difference in our lives. And then number 3, consequences. Rewards or punishments you associate with beliefs, judgments, late fees, feeling prosperous, right? So if you have a lot of money, you feel prosperous. If you have a little money, you feel broke. If, like I said, if you have not having enough money and you're not paying it on time, that creates even more debt or even less money because now you have to pay late fees. Like, see how you end up going in that spiral situation regarding money when you would just, the best thing is not to judge it and just do as the script says. All things work together for my good. I don't know how that's going to work together for my good, but all things work together for my good. So this can't be the end of the story if the thing that I want to experience isn't happening. Then that means that the end of the story hasn't been written. I haven't experienced it yet. I mean, it's been written. I just haven't experienced it yet. He said, discomfort is a signal. In phase 2, discomfort is a gift. A flashing red sign from your expanded self saying, there's power here. Come get me. It points you to the eggs where you hid the most power. And many of us has hid the most power when it comes to money. Because we're given this story kind of like the 3 Goldilocks and the 3 bears, right? It's like you look in your life, you said, somebody tells you if you have too much money, then that just add more problems. And then someone else tells you, well, you don't have enough money, that also adds more problems. So then you're told to be the monkey in the middle, have enough money not to feel poor and not too much money to make other people feel uncomfortable for you being rich. Who told us that? Who told us that it was wrong to have an overflow of money, or that it was wrong to not have a bank account full of money? Like, why is either side a wrong or a right thing? Yep, like damn if I do, damn if I don't. And you got to let that mindset go. So if whatever discomfort you're feeling around money, that's where your power lies. That's basically what he's reminding us. When you're fearful of success, right? Because people think that they're fearful of not getting it when really they're fearful of getting it. Because they're fearful of getting it because they're worried about what the world is going to say when it happens. Or if they're going to be able to keep the family, right? Because we've been programmed, when you get the money, expect people to be hateful, people to be jealous, to people to be manipulative, try to figure out how to get what you got, try to take from you, right? So that's creating problems, because as the world told you, hey, and the world also tries to convince you of the lie that you're not going to be happy with money. That's bullshit. You mean to tell me I can go buy whatever I want to buy, I can lay around, do nothing all day, and I could go travel to Paris if I want to, go to Egypt if I want to, and you tell me I'm going to be unhappy about that decision?
I know, right?
It just made me sound like you're not happy with your life. No matter how much money you would have, you just not going to be happy or satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
But don't tell me I'm not going to enjoy my money just because you don't know how to enjoy yours.
Right. Or like in those cartoons, like you'll see a cartoon, like the Bugs Bunny, where this lady, the older lady, has like all this money, and she has like so much money that she's burning her fireplace with it. Tosses it in there like Kindle. Or this other show I saw, I can't remember the name of the show, and this girl's crying, and she has like all this money, so instead of using tissue paper, inside the tissue box is money, and she's like wiping her tears with money. Well, hey, if having that much money makes you sad, well, Give me that Kleenex, baby. Give me the $100 box. Yeah, because I cry better with that one. Yes, tears
Yeah,
of
because you
happiness,
see
not
all
tears
these
of sadness.
celebrities,
What the
right?
hell?
And then you see all these celebrities trying to convince you how you don't really want money. Money,
Oh,
like
yeah,
Will
right.
Smith,
Okay,
like
yeah.
Will Smith, like I just wish everybody would get everything that they wanted, and then they realize that this is not going to make you happy. It ain't making you happy. But let me try
Exactly.
your bank account on. Let's see if I'm not, living it up. Living it up. Do I
Like living it up.
do what?
Living it up. Living it up. Living it up.
Hey, all my girls that be stop. Like, no, I'm gonna enjoy it. Stop.
Exactly.
But
And
the
then
thing
how
is,
do you
go
say all that
ahead.
and don't give it away? Like y'all so
Thank
unhappy,
you.
but y'all not spreading the wealth. What's good?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, maybe they are, they love to give their charities, but my thing is,
Yeah,
to
but
me, the most
Yeah.
effective way is just to give it to the individual instead of going through a charity.
right.
Right.
And so if you don't want it or you're so miserable with it, just hey, walk up to me and say, "Here, take it," and I'll be like, T fam, let's go. We're chartering a plane to Dubai. Let's go. Let's get
Right,
the hell
I
out of
love
here.
divination. I can't even hear the hate from up here in my private jet. I know that's
I
right.
know, right?
That part. And I know that I had to disassociate that whole mindset with, because I'm, when I came into this knowledge, it's mid-40s, close to 50. So in the world of, of the human, the phase one, the human side, it's make sure you have money for when when you retire, when you get into that pension state, or that whole thing of, if you got it, make sure it lasts, or don't spend it all in one place, or make sure you have, again, those limiting thoughts come into your mind, and you don't even realize it, because it's like I wasn't even thinking that way until I came into the knowledge of self. Like, I didn't have negative thoughts about money. At least I didn't think I did until I came onto this side. And then money became like magnified, because it's like it became the thing that everybody wanted. When I wasn't in the spiritual community and I was no longer in church, money wasn't like this glaring thing that was like talked about or was even brought to my attention. Because I'm not going to say I didn't experience quote unquote, lean years, but I never looked at myself as, I'm not worthy because I don't have this type of bank account, or I'm less than because I don't have this amount of money in my bank account, right? Like that, I never associated my worth with how much money was in my account. And I know a lot of people do that. A lot of people associate their worth with how much money is in the bank account. And I just never did that. And it didn't become a thing until it was like, you can have, be, and do whatever you want. And so the first thing you go to, I want more money. More money. And you're like, but is it really that you want more money, or you just want the ability to do what you want when you want to do it for however long you want to do it? Like, that's really what it is. I just want the option to be able to fly to Paris if I feel so choose to. Fly to, which Paris is not even on my bucket. I don't know. I say Turks and Caicos if I want to. Or, if I want to go over to Hawaii, to Maui, if I felt like it. If I wanted to go and see the pyramids because I wanted to, and I don't have to plan it out 6 months in advance. I don't have to plan it out 3 months in advance. And I could just decide tonight. Yeah. Let's just run over here for the weekend, for a day. Let's get in a private jet and we're going to eat dinner over here, wherever we decide, whatever part of the world, we're going to go to the Pacific Islands, like, right? We're going to go over here to Bali and to Tahiti and, to Thailand, like, and you just going, and then you're not considering, like, is it going to cost too much? What's the flight? Let's look for a deal. Like, that's not in your mind, right? That's how we just want to be able to do that at the drop of a hat. And maybe some of us don't. I'm not going to say all. Let me say I just want to do that. Because some people don't want to be built. Some people don't want to be multimillionaires. Some people don't want the responsibility of money. Right? And so it's whatever you're saying life looks like for you, know that you can have it, however you're conceptualizing that.
It's just like the key point he made here on his book. He said, as hard as it may be to believe when other players appear in your hologram, they're 100% your creation. No one has any power or independent decision-making authority in your hologram beyond what you expand yourself, beyond your expanded self gives them through their scripts to support you on your human, game journey.
Yes.
It's the script. So you're even giving money script. So
Yep.
if you're saying
Yep.
that money
Yep.
is scarce, money's like, okay, that's the role you gave me to play. That's the
Yep.
role I'm going to play. And God's going to say, oh, yeah, okay, yes, yes, you have no money. Yes, money is scarce for you. Or you say, money loves me. I always have money. I sneeze and poof, money shows up. Money does grow on trees. Every time I walk by a shrubbery, boom, I find $5. I find $10. And, let me tell you, I have felt rich with $1. I'm like, phew, I'm rich. And my husband's like, it's $1. I'm like, yeah, it's money. It's $1. And then later, like $100 will show up somewhere, or or I might play a scratch off and win $500. Because I changed my mindset of not looking at money as as something that's hard to get, and I just gave myself an epiphany. I'm gonna start giving money a script. I'm gonna start giving money a role.
There you go. There you go. Love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Hey, as Reverend Ike, he always talking to money. He always telling you how to talk to money, how to treat money. He's like woman. He say money is like a woman. You gotta, if you want her to treat you good, you gotta treat her good. Like when money responds to you. But yes, if you're gonna give it a personality. But again, like it's your script, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
We have dominion over the things of the earth.
Yes, and so Christine
Yep.
on YouTube says, hi, thanks for this. The problem for me is getting it and losing it or not holding on to it. Now this is what the reframing of the mind is. There's nothing to lose, there's nothing to hold, right? Because money in and of itself does not exist. It's only an idea held in mind. So if you start looking at, I like the way how this book reminds you to just look at money as a way of saying thank you. If you can look at money as a way of appreciating yourself. So when you get the money, whenever you think you're sending it out, you're thanking yourself. Whenever you're receiving it, you're thanking yourself. Whenever you're paying a bill, you're thanking yourself. Whenever you're taking yourself out to dinner, you're thanking yourself. Whenever you're being paid from your job or whatever passion you are enjoying and you're giving freely to the world is freely giving it back to you because it's really you giving it to you, right? Thank you. And they use the form appreciation. I like how he doesn't use the word gratitude. He uses the word appreciation because appreciation means to add value to yourself. You're seeing yourself as worthy of it, right? So whenever you have a bill come on, I'm really appreciating, that I get to write this bill to myself because the money that you're sending out is not really going out, is really going to you because there is no out there, it's only you. You are the only one that exists in your reality. So the waiter, when they bring you the quote unquote bill for the restaurant, that's your way of appreciating yourself for creating the restaurant, for you creating the waiter. So whatever you're tipping the waiter, you're actually tipping yourself. So how would you tip yourself in that situation? Would you tip yourself 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%? Would you tip the whole bill? Like, how would you appreciate yourself in that moment? Especially if you enjoyed the meal, right? You enjoyed the restaurant, you enjoyed the service. How would you show appreciation for you creating that experience? Like if we can really just wrap our minds around that to do it from that standpoint, we will take the reality out of the money and see that the only reality is appreciation. And that's chapter 7. Let me put chapter 7 up here.
There's no outside power in your hologram. It's all you. You have all the power in your hologram.
Yes.
Or the Matrix. That's the 21st century version. You have all the power in your Matrix. Yep.
Yep. This is really your world. That's it. Okay. Come on down. There we go. Yep. You really do get to decide what it is, what it looks like. Appreciation, right? Just appreciate. Appreciation. Become single-minded about money. Yes. That's it. So chapter 7, unless you had any final thoughts, Cheryl, the 0120 GG on chapter 6 before we move to chapter 7.
Just basically that in chapter 6, it's your creation. It's your you run it. This is your movie, and it's all you. And like you just said, the waiter that comes and serves you your meal and whatnot, you created that restaurant, you created the waiter, you created your experience. If you say you're going to have a good meal at that restaurant, you will. If you say that you meet nothing but nice waiters at any restaurant you go to, every restaurant you'll go to, you'll meet nice waiters. If you say they make the food so good that you're like, oh my God, this is so delicious, you're going to have that experience because you're the director. You're directing your matrix.
Yeah. It's all you.
It's
You're
all
the
you.
producer.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your production studio. You are
You're the
Sony
star.
Studios. You're MGM Studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hired the director. What Tarantino? He's a director, right?
Yep, you're Quentin Tarantino.
Whoever the great directors are.
You're Spike Lee.
Yep. You're Spike Lee. You're all that, right?
You're Francis Ford Coppola.
whoever the great screenplay writers are, authors are. That's
Yep. You're Shakespeare. Yep.
You're Shakespeare. You're it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after all that, and then you're also the one who sell the tickets, who put out the advertisement, right? You're the receiver, the broadcaster, right? You're CBS. You're showing this production. You're what is the stage?
You're
Broadway. You're Broadway.
You're Broadway. Mm-hmm. Not off Broadway. You're Broadway.
You're Broadway.
Yeah, not off Broadway. You're Broadway.
And then you're the star. So just know that the waiter is just making a cameo appearance in your movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The other guests at the restaurant, they're just a background noise to make it appear like you're in a restaurant with other people, right?
Yep.
And then whoever you went to go eat dinner with, right? They're your supporting cast. So that's your children, your husband, your friends, your co-workers, whoever they are. They're there. You just pop them into the holographic experience just to have the experience of eating at a restaurant. You're the chef. You're the waiter and waitress. You're the hostess. You're all of those people playing these roles in your reality is part of your expanded self. You're just popping these people in to make it appear to be a reality that you're experiencing. And so now here comes the bill. This is your appreciation. How are you going to appreciate this experience?
I tip really good, so sometimes I've been known to over tip.
Are you going to use your credit? Say you got your Amex bill, you brought your Amex bill, Amex card out, you got the gold card, the black card, or the regular green card, whatever it is. You pay it. And here come next month. You get that bill, you spend $350 on that meal. Are you now going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I spent that much money. How dare I? Why did I do that? That food wasn't that good to begin with. Oh, I didn't really like that waiter. Oh, I'm never going that again. I can't believe that they overcharged me. Is that going to be your reaction when that credit card bill comes? Or are you going to be like reminding yourself how much you appreciated yourself in that moment? And this is just another way that you're reminding yourself of how you appreciated that experience.
That would be like, man, that was a good meal. I can't wait to go back there again. It's just like when I got my bill from when I went to Los Angeles. I went and ate out every day. And when I got the bill of the money I circulated, I was like, oh man, I remember going to that restaurant. When we go back to Los Angeles, got to eat at that restaurant again. I happily pay my bills. Like my husband says, my God, you're the first person I met that happily pays their bills. Well, of course, I'm rich. Yeah.
And with me, so I was always the person that looked for the deal. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Looking for a deal,
Right.
always looking for a deal, looking for a deal, you know. And sometimes I would go on vacation trying to monitor how much we would spend as a family. Like monitoring, okay, we're only gonna spend this or that. And it's not that even we didn't even, because we had it, like we have it. We could have spent whatever amount we wanted to spend, but I'm just monitoring it because it's like, oh, I don't want to, you know, let's make sure we have so much in our savings. I don't want to pull from the savings. I just want to save, you know, I only want to use what's in the checking, you know, like just like not really enjoying the trip because I'm so worried about how much we're gonna spend. That is such a Debbie Downer type attitude. That is such a, you're not living in the moment. You're trying to be controlling and not just allow yourself to have a good time and just, you have the money. Know that when you spend, because it comes from that mindset, well, I spent it, how am I going to replenish it? Right? Because it went out there. How am I going? Now I got to figure out how I can get that what we spent to come back in. Way of thinking, ain't it?
Yeah,
So
it
that's
is.
what I had to shift and be like, well, no. And now I'm not gonna say I still don't look for deals because I do, but I don't look for them as hard as I used to. And now they kind of just fall in my lap.
Well, yeah. If you're
Now
not
the
looking
deals
for
kind
them,
of
they
just
show
fall
up.
in
Yep.
my lap now.
Because you're not looking for them. So now you're like, you know what? If I get the deal, great. If I don't care. I'm still going to go on this trip. And you're focused on the trip. And then boom, that's how the deal shows up. The same thing with finding a boyfriend. No, I'm not going to find a boyfriend anymore. If he shows up, he shows up. I don't care. Before you know it, boom, they show up.
Yep. Because like we're going to Cancun, and so you know, so we going. So I have points both with Southwest, and I have points with Delta. And so
Yeah.
we're flying in with Delta, and we coming back with Southwest. You know, Southwest, you have to you know, you can sign in a day before, or you can pay that fee where it's automatic. And I'm like,
Yeah, I
well,
love Southwest.
I'm changing my mindset. Oh yeah, I'm paying for this because I don't want to have to worry about when we coming back on Friday. I don't have to worry at Thursday making sure that I'm on the app at 9 a.m. to make sure I don't get a bad position in line when it's time to get on the plane.
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm going to pay for convenience for you to automatically sign me in.
Right.
So I don't have to worry about me being the last person, me and my husband not sitting together and all that, or whatever. Because I probably would travel with Delta more if, because Atlanta is their hub, I always have to fly into Atlanta, then to the next spot. It's never a direct flight from Chicago. I'm gonna need them to like do something about that. You know, it's just like, man,
Affirm it.
can we ever get in
Affirm
direct flights? Like, but that's I
Affirm it.
understand
There's
that's
a
how
direct
Delta
flight
works.
from wherever I want to go in Chicago with Delta. There's a direct flight from now on.
I know,
There's a direct flight
right?
from
Y'all
now
gotta
on.
y'all gotta change y'all rules.
Yeah,
just for me.
you gotta change
Y'all
that
gotta
mindset
be in reality just for me.
because remember, Delta is in your show.
Yeah. I also wanna upgrade and have us go first class. So I'm thinking about that too. So we'll see. I may upgrade so we can fly into Cancun first class as well. Look at Grandpa. We want you in ATL. Hey, Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa, how's it going? I was just thinking about you.
Kevin said, has anyone ever given a 100% tip?
Yes, I have.
Actually, I did, Kevin, and I didn't realize it. So when we went on our cousin's trip just this past this in Arizona, and my sister ended up not feeling well, so we had to leave the restaurant really quickly. And so when they came with the tip, they came with the bill, I didn't realize the tip was already included. And so I was like, oh, we need to leave a really good tip because I'm like, y'all down because the tip, this was so good. The food was so good. The vibe was so good. And everybody was down. So we end up adding, we might not have been 100% tip, but this is probably more, it was a 50% tip. Because this was more because, you know, I think what was included was already a 20%. And I think I included like a 25 or 30% on top of that. So the person ended up, I think the bill was like 200 and something, and we ended up paying like 400 and something for. So that might have been it might have been 100%. It was close to it.
I did at Olive
But I
Garden.
wasn't like, oh my goodness, I can't. But I'm like, no, they really, because this was really a good. We were just like fawning over the vibe and the music and the drinks, and it was Southern cuisine. So you know, I had my fish and grits and shrimp It was just, oh my goodness, just so good. Oh my goodness.
This was at Olive Garden. I think it was on me and my husband's anniversary. They used to have these bowls. One was the lobster bowl, lobster and shrimp bowl, and then something else. And the lobster and shrimp one, oh my God, it was so good. They're bringing that one back. They are bringing that one back, period. And the waitress that we had was so nice. She had us taste. She gave us a wine tasting. She even gave us a free glass of wine. She gave us free dessert for our anniversary. She was just going above and beyond. And so when we got the bill, my husband said, well, tip her whatever you want. And she was telling us that she was going to school and all this kind of stuff. And I just said to my husband, let's just tip her the full amount. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, let's just tip her the full amount. I'm saying in my head, you're going to agree to tipping her the full amount, because I wanted to give her the full amount. So, and we gave her the full amount, and she was so happy. She was like, oh no, you don't have to tip me this much. And I was like, we want to tip you this much. And I hope this helps you out and all this kind of stuff. Well, she was so nice that in our, because you end up taking stuff home from Olive Garden anyway. And inside there was, we didn't even ask for dessert. She put in 2 pieces of tiramisu just for the hell of it, because we gave her a good tip.
Nice.
So yeah, I've tipped the full amount before. And like I was on when I was in Los Angeles for my birthday, we went to go eat at this wonderful restaurant called the Blue Palm. I went to go meet my friend there, and she was there with her coworkers, and they sang happy birthday to me, and they bought me like this piece of cake that looks like something from Whoville. I call it the Whoville cake, and it's delicious. It's got chocolate, vanilla, caramel. It's so yummy. So when the bill came, I was looking for my bill, and her boyfriend, or well, not her boyfriend, her friend said, I'll take care of it. I got it. I said, well, how much is it? No, don't worry about it. I got it. And he wouldn't even let me see the bill. He just took care of it. And
Right.
I was like, well, that's nice. Thank you. I gave him a hug and everything. But it's like, if you look at it like as a fun game and just like have fun with it, you're going to get ready for a really, really great ride. You're going to have so much fun when you just let go and let flow.
Let it go, let it flow. Yes. And so we have June. Hello, June.
Hi, June.
Healing. How are you? Are you there, June? Hello.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I was trying to unmute.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing, Toya? Hi, panel.
Great.
Welcome.
Thank you. Oh no, I was just sitting here listening in, and I can agree. And I was saying like she's like she loves giving tips. I love giving tips too. I love giving tips because I was just like I love paying it back forward to like places that I know like I may have been in those stumping grounds before. Like I used to be a waitress, so like and when you come across a great waitress and they have a good attitude, you know how much they put into is being a former waitress. So I just love being a blessing, period. Like I'm not gonna lie, I just love blessing, and I notice that when I do that, I notice when I notice when I bless somebody when I really don't have it to give, but I be really wanting them to have it. My money always comes back double, triple. It just comes back, and it can come back right in that instant too as well.
Yes. Yep. That's beautiful. It's just a way of showing that you appreciate, because now you can stop looking at people being separate from you and that you're tipping a waiter. You're not tipping a waiter. You're actually tipping yourself. You're appreciating your ability to create that amazing experience. Because there are no waiters. There's no chef. There's no hostess. There's nothing but you in the world. It's all you. So this is the way you appreciate yourself. And this will break down the walls of thinking that you shouldn't be receiving anything. Like, oh, no. No, don't do it for me. No, no, no. Always rejecting gifts. Like, how many of you on a regular basis know how to receive a good gift?
I do. I let go of
When
that
people tell
mindset
you
a
they're going to
long
give
time
you
ago.
something just because, how many of you will say, no, 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 you don't have to. No, thank you. Or how many of you say, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for thinking of me. Like, what is usually your, and be honest, when people try to
Woo!
Yeah,
do
that's
things
Thank
for
me.
you.
you,
Yes, thank you. Oh my God, that's so
Uh,
sweet of you. That's me. Yep.
no, I used to be. I'm kind of still that way. Like if somebody just like trying to get, I'm so used to giving, and I really never look. I don't look for nothing in return when I give. I not at least to the people I give it to, but I am one of the people like because I'm always used to giving, and if somebody try to offer me something, I'd be like, like what you want,
see,
like
I
what
know it.
you
There you
need,
go.
like what's the catch? Cause
You are
you don't
blocking
never be trying
your
to.
blessing.
It's like you.
You are
Yes,
blocking.
I'm still kind of like that a little bit, but like I've been like with my daughter because she's been on me about that. Like, oh no, I want y'all to spend your mama. She be like, mama. She be like, if you don't take this money and let us help you back, she be like, you have poured in more than enough into us. She's like, the little stuff that you ask, she said, you do big stuff. She said, when it's come time for you to get something, she's like, please take it. She said, we know you don't need a lot. We know you don't need a lot. We know. She be like, learn how to just start receiving something. And I'm like, okay. And I'm still trying to get used to it.
Girl, because that's you appreciating you. Because it's like you're saying you're not worthy of receiving when you are. You are worthy. And it's not about someone doing something for you. It's the way of you appreciate who you are because you created the experience. You're creating the experience. So appreciate the experience you just created. Go ahead, the 0120.
OMG. So my cousin, she has like some management position at Amazon right now. And for her training, they were sending her to like different cities. So she was in Miami. We're in what, September now? So this was in like July. She was in Miami and she had a free weekend. And we were like talking about me going out there and all of this stuff. Why the morning that she called me like, I'm about to buy your ticket. Let's go. Like, are you ready? I folded like laundry because I was like, oh, I don't have a job, so I don't have money. I don't want you just spending all your money on me. And ever since then, I'm like, I cannot do that again because I could have been in Miami, and I
Like
was
living
just
it up. Do
living it up. And I spent the weekend like really
Girl,
regretting it. And I was like,
you could have been having
okay,
some Cuban food and everything. Caminando
hello, like,
Juanito.
yo. So yeah, that's what made me have like that's what made the switch on for me with the light bulb because I'm like, yeah, okay, that was a whole free trip, and you turned it
Duh.
down because you were embarrassed. Like, please,
Girl, you should have called me. I would have talked to you and I would be like, girl, if I have to put you on that plane
You should have
myself.
been on this live. What do you do? What do I do? I don't have them. Girl,
Girl,
go.
you don't have anything to work. Go to
This
Staples.
shows
Go
you
to the
that you're not supposed to
thrift
work
shop.
for stuff. That's all it's
Yeah.
showing you that you can live this life without actually having the money
or
to do
asking
so.
for things.
Or
Yeah.
asking. Yep.
Yeah, I
Wow.
just wanted to share that because I'm like, yeah, that
I love
definitely
it.
That's
turned
okay.
me
But
I'm
next
sure
time
we've
you're
all been
going.
there in some type of form or fashion. So a lot of us have experienced turning down something because we cared how it looked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Like I
we didn't
remember,
want to be embarrassed or saying that I don't want nobody to like I don't have to be dependent on nobody. I don't have my own money when I go on vacation. I don't want them to have to be, paying my whole way and
girl, yeah.
but I get it. I get it. We all a lot of us have, I don't know. I've never turned down a trip, but that's okay. Go
My
ahead.
friend,
And
my
then,
friend and I went. Oh,
but
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and then low key, and then low key the same like you be seeing everybody else get blessed, and low key you the one who you like. Dang, I wish somebody would do that for me. Like,
Then
girl,
when they
they be
try
wanting
to,
it for
you
you.
don't
You
even
ain't
take
letting
it.
them because they know you too. They know you ain't gonna take it, so they
Yep.
don't even want to offer it.
Well, basically, you're creating the reality that it'll never be offered because you'll create the reality
Yeah,
that you wouldn't take it.
yeah,
Because your children have to force you to take it.
Yeah. And low key, that's what you want. Low key, as a parent, like that's the end goal. Like, oh, I wanted to do such a great job that my kids is just gonna bless me. Like when they feel like they want, like, just taking back care of me when I get in that age. Like, it's like the ultimate goal. It's like they like, Mama, we ain't trying to wait till you get old. We want to bless you now, and even then later we gonna bless you. So that is true. Like I said, I'm learning to just start receiving from them, letting them do whatever they feel they want to do.
Yep. So I'm going to read appreciation is the true currency of infinite abundance. Let me reread that. Appreciation is the true currency of infinite abundance. The real purpose of money is to express appreciation for the magnificence of yourself as the creator of everything you experience and the magnificence of all your creations as you create and experience them. So who's creating them? You got to say, I am. I am the one that's creating every experience I have, whether it's the experience of giving or it's the experience of receiving. I am both the giver and the gift. I am both. I am both that which gives and that which receives. When I give to another, I am really giving to myself because there is no other. There's only myself. If you look at it that way. So it's beyond exchange. Money's true purpose is not just efficient exchange for goods and services. It is a symbol for the expression of appreciation. Man, that really gives you a different concept of money, right? When you see it's just a way to appreciate oneself. That is not a earning of a thing. You're not earning money. You're using it to appreciate yourself with it. Man, that really is a mind shift, right? When you really come from that mind, because this whole time we thought we were supposed to earn it. We thought we weren't supposed to get it for free because they try to convince us that if you get something for free, you're not going to appreciate it. But God damn it, if somebody give me something for free, I'm definitely going to. Let me go in the store. Somebody say they're going to pay my grocery bill. You think I'm saying, no, oh my goodness. I manifested that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You think I'm going to turn down somebody paying my groceries? Hell to the no. I'm going to say thank you. I sure appreciate you. Thank you very much. Somebody pay, I'm at the gas pump. Somebody going to pay my gas? Buy me a tank of gas? You damn Skippy, I'm taking it. Yes.
It's funny that you say that because my girlfriend and I, we were, this was years ago in Los Angeles, we were eating at a sushi restaurant, and she would always want to pay, and I would always want to pay. And I'd be like, well, you paid the last time, so, let me get it. So we were at the restaurant and we just had this really great, delicious meal, and she had got me the last time. So I was like, okay, so it's my turn. It's my turn to, I got you this time. And we were both having this tussle back and forth. No, I got it, but we're, like who doesn't want to pay, but who wants to pay? So after like about 15 minutes and the restaurant was getting ready to close, the chef/owner, and you guys are going to laugh because this is how he said, he goes, both you, okay, dinner free, go. I got to close the restaurant. The cashier closed. Go, free. He said that the dinner was free. And this was like about, with the tip and everything, like about $200 and some $, And I'm like, well, no, sir. No. He goes, I'm closed. Go. So her and I, we walk to her car, and she looks at me and she goes, did we just get that for free? We just got that for free. I said, quick, get in the car before somebody changes their mind, but let's go.
You're so silly.
And so we are just like celebrating that because we've eaten there before and we've paid for it, no big deal. But I mean, because her and I were like fun bantering, like, I got it. No, I got it. But you had it the last time. No, I had it, and the guy needed to kick us out because he was getting ready to close the restaurant. So rather than having us settle it, he just said, it's free. Go. Just go. I want to go home. It's free. Just get out of here.
That's beautiful. Love it.
So yeah, never turn down Never turn down presents, never turn down gifts, especially if you're like saying, "Oh man, I wish I'd love to get this, I love to get this trip, or I love to have this, or I love to have that." Well, the universe is wants to give it to you. Don't say no to it. Be like Toya. Oh yes, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Be extra. Oh my God, yes. Woo!
I
Thank you
know,
so
right?
much. Jump up and down. Well, I've done it. Like I've gotten things like for free, and I'll be jumping up and down like and celebrating it like a little kid because that's just me.
Mhm.
But yeah, no.
Yeah,
No. Next time, Nikki, you call me. I'll put you on the plane myself.
yeah, that reminds me of when I was in Orlando a few years ago, and we were at one of our resorts. We have a timeshare, and we had went down to the pool, and it was this lady. Never met her before. Didn't know who she was. She was just all about trying to make sure I found a place to sit. Like she was moving chairs, like she was carrying chairs across the resort to make sure I had it. Like it was kind of like mind blowing almost. I was like, man, like, cause my husband was with me, right? But she was like being so overly wanting to make sure that I felt good and comfortable, and just some random person, she didn't work for the resort or anything. She was just like this person that was just wanting to make sure that we had a good place, that we sat together. She went and grabbed my chair for me and brought the chair to the space where we were. And she was like, "Are you good? Do you need anything else? Can I help you with anything?" It was just like, I was like, "Wow," because I had never experienced that before. Like somebody just doing something just to do it for no reason.
Right.
It had never met them before. It was just like overly nice. I was like, wow, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Like this is how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Why not? I remember going to the store, and I saw this gentleman get the door for his wife. This is before I got married. And I said, "Oh, wow, that is so beautiful." They were going in, and I was ready to leave. And he got the door for his wife. And I said, "Oh, that is so beautiful." I said, when I get married, I hope my husband does that for me. That's so sweet. And keep doing that for your wife. That's nice. Thank you. So he came over, and he got the door for me.
Nice.
And I literally right then and there was like, "Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. That's so sweet of you. Thank you." And he got the door for me, closed it, and he said, "Have a safe drive." And as he left, I literally was in my car crying because I was like, "Oh my God, he got the door for me."
It's awesome.
And my husband does get the door for me. Like, well, we'll go to Walmart or something like that, and he'll be like, "Baby, don't open the door. I'm gonna get the door for you. Baby, don't open the door. I'm gonna get the door for you." And he'll get the door for me. So,
Yeah.
but this was a random stranger. I just gave him a compliment. I wasn't expecting him to get the door for me. I just thought
Right.
that was really beautiful. They were like, maybe 30 years older than me. And he came over, and before I even got to open the door, I just went, boop, boop, to unlock it. He came over and he opened the door for me. And I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." So yeah, peeps, when God, universe, yourself is blessing you, say yes. Be a yes woman. Be a yes man, like that movie.
Yep.
Say yes.
Yep. And so we have Kevin has joined the panel. Hello, Kev. How
Hey,
are
K
you?
Hart.
Hey everybody. I just want to share how absolutely wonderful this book is, and how much I appreciate this platform. And this book have shared or answered the question to why all the things that I've been enjoying all these years, and where did it come from? And it came from me. And I was like floored that I was the one doing all these incredible things. Example, I used to work for a company in Columbia, Maryland as a installation and program manager for credit card processing machines. And my area that I covered was all of the Maryland, DC, and Virginia area. And because of that job, I only dealt with owners of businesses, and there's a lot of restaurant owners and club owners. If they ever had a challenge or issue with their credit card machine and getting their money processed and allocated to their bank account, I was the one that handled that account for them, and we were a satellite office for the main office, which was in Chicago. And I think I worked there for probably about 3 or 4 years. And I used to go anywhere in the Maryland DMV area and eat for free. Matter of fact, when I would try to pay or get into, a slight disagreement about please let me pay, they would get insulted. Or they would call me and say, "What's the matter, Kevin? You too big? You haven't been to my Italian restaurant, in several months?" Or I says, "I plan to come over. I'm just so busy, with all these other business. Are you saying that you're so important now that you can't come to my establishment?" And they will always feed me for free, anything on the menu. I remember being in Western Maryland. There's a town called Deep Creek, Maryland, and probably about 95% of all the credit card processing machines, I installed those machines. So I knew all the owners of the establishments in that town. And I remember I heard it was going to snow. Well, it's a ski resort there, and I was installing their credit card machine, or several of them, probably about 11 credit card machines throughout their establishment. And one of the owners, Miss Bitesell, I got there early, and I had trained their staff on, how to use it. And I was getting a little nervous because it was snowing. It was snowing, pretty hard. I said, "Well, let me hurry up and finish up here so I can, because it's about a 3-hour drive to go back, where I lived in Maryland." And as much as I worked and everything, and I finally got finished around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I asked anybody have any questions or need anything. Everybody said, "No, we good, we got it, whatever." And I said, "Okay, Miss Barcel, I'm ready to leave." She said, "You're not going anywhere." I said, "No, I want to get home on the road early so I can get back, before the snow really hit." She said it already hit. She said they closed the road. I said, "They closed the road?" She said, "Yeah, you can't get out of here." It's like, oh my goodness. I said, "What I'm going to do?" And she started laughing. She said, "Kevin, everybody in this town knows you. You can go and eat and sleep anywhere in this town for free." And she said,
Right.
"I've already had a room set aside for you. You just go to your room and you can come to the restaurant and eat whatever you want, or have room service. We'll bring it up to you." And this place was laid out. It had a balcony that just overlooked the scenery of the ski resort, and it was so beautiful and breathtaking. It had a spiral staircase leading to the circular king size bed. A fireplace was lit. It was just incredible. Um, right down the road from that was a place called McLeod's. The owner of McLeod's used to be the head executive chef over at the Silver Diner. Was a restaurant which was very popular. He decided to open his own restaurant, and Doug had changed out all his credit card machines, and I installed new ones. And when I was ready to leave, he was like, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going home," like that. He said, "You can't leave here. You haven't eaten yet." I said, "Well, I appreciate it. I just want to get on the road because it's going to take me a long time to get home." And my mom also worked for the company. She's the one who sold him all the credit card machines. He said, He said, you're not gonna have your mom mad at me because you didn't eat at my restaurant here. I said, I don't think she would care like that, right? He said, well, I care. And he said, sit down, and enjoy. He said, what do you like to eat? I said, well, I got a taste for something, but I'm really picky about it because I used to be a sous chef, so I cook very well. I said, but I'm not going to order that because, I'm so picky. I don't want to offend anybody. I said, I'll just get something simple. He said, well, what do you really have a taste for? I said, well, I have a taste for a steak. He said, okay, we make good steaks here. I said, Doug, I don't mean no harm, but, I'm real picky. He said, well, if you're real picky, he said, I'll make you a steak. I said, you going to make it? And I'm like, you? And he's in a suit and tie, very dressed up because he's the owner. He said, yeah, I'll make you a steak. I said, I don't mean any harm, but it's probably been a while since been a chef. I don't, you might have lost your flair, and I don't want you practicing on me, right? Just joking with him. He said, what are you saying? You saying I can't cook? I said, I'm sure you're a great cook in your day,
Not in your day.
He said, sit down. And I said, are you upset? He said, sit down. And I said, aren't you going to ask me how I like my steak? He said, I'm going to show you how you like your steak.
Mm.
And he took his tie off, rolled his sleeves up, and he went in the back. And he came out with a plate that covered a steak that covered the entire plate. It was a porterhouse steak, and it was so tender you could cut it with a fork.
Wow.
And it had the Rizzo potatoes on the side, and the wine and everything. And I was like, Doug, this has got to be the best steak I've ever had, right? And he said, I said, I'm just going to go, leave. He said, you can't go. I said, why? He said, you haven't had any dessert. I said, I'm going to skip dessert. I'm stuffed. I can't eat another bite. He said, you got to have dessert. And then his general manager she said, you got to get the Reese Pieces dessert. And he said, no, that's not the best dessert. He said that Mississippi mud or something like that is the best dessert. And they're going back and forth with each other. And Doug said, I know how to settle this argument. Bring Kevin both of those. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Man, I ate so much. I said, all I'm ready to do is go to sleep. I said, well, Kevin, everybody knows you in this town. You can go to any hotel. They're not going to charge you a cent to stay there. And it's true. I could get free gas at the local gas station. I could get free room and board. But this is before I knew anything about the book. And it was like people had just rolled out the welcome mat, the red carpet for me everywhere I went. And I didn't realize because, I think one of the listeners was saying how much they struggle with at times about receiving. I always have had myself as one who loves to give. And in church we had to be, God loves a cheerful giver.
Mm-hmm.
And they put their own slant
Spin on it.
Yeah, put their own spin on that. I love how Toya gets me. Because I always give, I always get back.
Mm-hmm.
I never ever lose money. I remember being probably about 7 years old, and my dad took me to a racetrack. It was the first horse racetrack I ever been to in my life. It's probably at Pimlico Racetrack. That's the most famous one here in Maryland. And I ain't never been to a racetrack before, and he was betting on the horses. And the first race he bet on, he lost. The second race he bet on, he lost. Third race he bet on, he lost. And I didn't know what was going on. I said, I don't know how the thing worked. So he turns to me in the fourth race and says, "Well, what horse do you think?" He's like, what else, what do I have to lose? What horse do you think? So I looked at the board and I saw 1, 2, 3, 4. The first horse won the first race. The second horse won the second race. The third horse won the third race. So it just made sense to me that the fourth horse will win the fourth race. So I just said number 4. So he went to the window and he put his money down on number 7. And I was like, okay, I didn't know. I said, well, he probably knows better than me. So the race started and the horses came out the gate and went around the first turn. And then it went around the second turn. Then you could see past the bushes what horse was first. And you never imagine what horse was in the lead coming around the second turn. It was horse number 7.
Hmm.
And then they went and kept going. Then it got to the third turn. Coming out of the third turn, again, it was number 7 horse. So the final fourth turn that the horses came around, when they came out of the turn, number 7 was no longer in the lead, and number 4 horse was in the lead
Mm.
and held the lead and won the race. My dad was so mad at me.
He was mad at you because he didn't place it on 4.
But he never took me back to the racetrack ever again.
Wow. Like,
That'll
how is
teach,
it your fault? You told him who to
yeah, that'll
win.
teach me to be right.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
But
He don't know
we
what he's
have
talking
so
about.
much fun once, knowing and starting to understand how much power we really have. We used to have this saying that I used to say, if it is to be, it's up to me.
Like that. Yeah.
If it is to be, it's up to me.
That's
And
beautiful.
that is such a true statement. If it is to be anything, it's up to us because of who we are and how we're created. It's all up to us. And that's how it is to be. If it is to be, it's up to me.
Yep. And all you have to do is decide. You're not,
Yep.
you're not required to make a thing happen. You
No,
just
that's the fun
decide.
part. It's that you don't have to labor in the how.
Yep.
That it really doesn't need your help. The universe don't need your help. It
Yep.
just needs you to decide.
Yep. So I'm gonna finish reading the points that they made regarding the chapter 7. It says appreciating your creations. Every time you pay for something, a bill, a purchase, you are expressing appreciation for the creation, the meal, the home, the service, and for yourself as the creator of that experience. So whatever you pay, you're showing appreciation for your creation. You created it all, you're just appreciating it all through money. Infinite supply of appreciation. Like love, you have an endless supply of appreciation. Expressing it doesn't diminish it. It expands your capacity to express and receive it. I love that how he compared appreciation to love, right? Because and it is also you can compare it to the breath, right? You don't say, well, I took 2,000 or 2 billion breaths yesterday. Let me take less today. You don't shorten the amount of breaths you're going to take because of what you used the day before. You don't try to negotiate breathing, right? We don't negotiate breathing. We just breathe.
That'll drive you crazy. Oh my God, I forgot to breathe.
Oh,
Oh my
let me.
God, that would drive you crazy. I don't even want to think about that. Just like even the
But that's
thought of
how
it.
we
Just,
have to look at money,
ugh.
right? That we don't negotiate it. We don't negotiate appreciation. We just do it like the air we breathe. And so it says infinite supply of. Oh, I read that already. And so the final one was the flow of abundance. As you dramatically increase your expression of appreciation using money as the symbol, the flow of appreciation coming back to you in the form of money must expand. This is where people will call it the law of reciprocity, right? We always come up with these laws, you know. You don't got to look at it as a good look as a universal. I guess you could look at it as universal law because universal laws cannot be broken. It's the man-made laws that are the illusion, but the universal laws are fixed. They cannot be changed.
I say that all the time. All the time.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And so he says the flow of appreciation comes back to you in the form of money must expand. So your supply doesn't decrease when you spend. It loops back and increases. You have to live from that standpoint because remember, you can play the human game and say, oh, I got to figure out how to replenish. I got to figure out how to replenish. Or you can play the expanded self game, which is there's infinite abundance. It never runs out. It automatically replenishes itself. And so you have to decide which game do you want to play. Neither game is wrong to play. Just one is the limited version and the other is the limitless version. You get to decide.
I like the latter. When I circulate, it circulates back. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over.
Men give unto your bosoms. That's why you have to have the mindset, freely I give, freely
I receive.
You got to have that mindset. Freely I give, freely I receive.
Yep.
And you have to let go of the skepticism. Because here's the thing. You're thinking that you don't trust others when it's really you don't trust yourself. Like, saying, oh my goodness, why is he touching my door? Oh my goodness, why would he do that for me? Oh my goodness, what do you want? Why are you giving me that? Oh, it's a trick to it. You just don't like that whole thing. Oh, you got to be careful because men just don't be doing anything just to be doing it. They want something from you. They be careful. Look at them with the side eye. Always keep one eye open, checking to see what you're creating it because you think the man is separate from you. And you can flip it on his head and say women too. That women are manipulative, they're conniving, they're always scheming, they only gold diggers, they only want men for their money, so it goes both ways. It's on both sides of the track. Men aren't exempt from it no more than women are. Everybody is looking at everybody with a side eye with one eye open, trying to decide what's your ulterior motive. What do you ultimately want? You're creating it. This your script. So all you're doing is writing the script of somebody coming in to take advantage of you. Is that how you want to live your life? That you literally just can't get it because of who you are? It has to be some type of backdoor reason that is happening. Other than why wouldn't people want to fall all over me and give me stuff? Like of course, like why shouldn't that be happening? Of course people should just want to do stuff for me without me questioning their motives. Because you're really questioning yourself because you really don't trust you. You don't think that you should have things for free. You really do think that you have to work for it. Because that's the programming. Nothing worth having ever comes easy. That's what we're told. Stuff that you want, it ain't easy. You gotta work, you gotta struggle, you gotta climb that mountain. You gotta grind, you gotta press, you gotta hustle. Because we want the gold medal for the Struggle Olympics. But if you really look at history, and you watch any documentary, you watch any of these movies these shows that set back in the 1800s, 1700s, early 1900s when women, those who were wealthy didn't work. We're not talking about the ones who didn't have, because it usually work when before the turn of the century, before we hit the even with the industrial age, even now, right? We say the poor work, the rich have a life of leisure. We still see that in our world. The poor work and the rich live a life of leisure because they can, quote unquote, afford not to work. And so that's our mindset, that unless we're working for it, we're considered lazy. But if the rich don't work for it, oh, they earned the right not to work for it because they came up with a grand idea. What grand idea? To figure out how to make you work for the thing that you want, and how they figured out how not to have to do it? That's the only thing that happened. They figured out how not to have to work for money, and you just haven't figured that out yet. That's the only difference. Oh my goodness. Because all these people that, especially in this country, in this world of make-believe, in this dream, the land of opportunity, the government played a very big hand in helping those who have land and those who have legacy and all of. They played a hand in creating that reality to make it appear as though, oh, it's just because you didn't work hard enough. You didn't pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You know, you only want social welfare. You only want, you have entitlements. That's BS. That's the construct we built for ourselves to confuse ourselves into believing in the limitation. So we created a government that appears to favor one person over the other. That's another limiting belief that we created in our own minds, because you can just as easily create the reality where your government works for you as well, that they're looking to just give you money just because of who you are. But you have to create that reality for yourself and stop seeing that life is against you and that life really supports you in every decision, regardless of what it is. Like Gigi was giving us the example earlier, right? If you say that this thing is this thing, yes, you're right. If you say it's the opposite, then yes, you're right. You will always be right, because it's always going to say, yes, master. Yes, master. Whatever you say, master. Oh, you think that they're going to cheat on you? You're exactly right. Oh, you think they're going to be faithful to you? You're exactly right. Oh, you think someone is looking out to, take advantage of you? You're exactly right. Oh, you think people are out to just please you? Oh, you're exactly right. Whatever you're saying, you're always going to be right. I think Latoxic made that as an example too, reminded us of that too. That you're always going to get confirmation bias. Always. You live in a world of confirmation bias. And I think we really have to get out of the thing that we're giving someone something because they need it. You got to get out of that mindset. People don't need you to do anything for them. We don't need saviors. You have to stop looking at people as being in a lower state than you are. Because now you're still operating from the lax mentality. Because you think, well, if I don't help them, who will? They'll figure it out. Guess what? If you never gave them the money, you'll be amazed at how people figure it out when you just leave them to their own mind, to their own devices. Get your hands off. Stop trying to be somebody superwoman. I'm not your superwoman. No, 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 no. I'm not the kind of girl that you can let down and think that everything's okay. We're not only human, we're just having a human experience. But you ain't here to save folks. You're not here to save people. You're here to lift people up in your mind, because what? There is no people. There are no people. No one exists but you. They're creating in their reality, and you're creating in yours. So when you entangle with one another, when you co-create with one another, they're there to make your reality real just as much as you're there to make their reality real. And we're just here experiencing life together. Whatever you give to them, you're giving to yourself. Whatever they give to you, they're giving to themselves. See how that works? Everything we do is for ourselves, is never for the other person. Because there are no other persons. And I know that's kind of hard to wrap, like my when you hear that, oh, my husband really doesn't exist except for in my imagination. Oh, my children really aren't real except for in my imagination. Like, yeah, wrapping that, making that make sense. But all of the people we've read, Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard, Reverend Ike, yourself, you can just prove it to yourself when you revise a situation, when you revise a relationship, and and the change happens just because you started thinking differently. What does that tell you? That tell you that wasn't real, because if it was real and if it was permanent, then you couldn't change it just by thinking different. That's the proof right there. That if that was a fixed state, then it wouldn't change just because you thought differently about it. But guess what? It does change just because you thought differently about it, which shows you that the experience is rooted in you, not in them. Your experience is rooted in you. It's how you're thinking about it. What they're thinking about it is none of your business and really cannot affect your reality unless you allow it to. And so you have to ask yourself, how much of your power are you going to give out to things outside of you that don't even exist? They don't even exist, and yet you're giving your power to it. Because you're only making it real because what? You said it was. So I could say all day long, Satans and devils and demons, energy vampires, evil spirits. I could say those things don't exist all day long. I could say it don't exist, that they're not real. They're a nothing burger. But somebody will come in my life and say, oh, you just don't know. I saw it. I tussled with it. I wrestled with it. Well, then who does it exist for? For the person that's telling the story. It doesn't exist for me. It only exists to the person that believes in it, because they made it a reality in their world. So then it is real for them. And I'm telling you, if you stop operating in fear, operating in love, and stop giving your attention to things that do not exist, you wouldn't have experience with things that do not exist. But then nothing exists. Nothing. Money doesn't exist. The person telling the story doesn't exist. I don't exist. None of it exists. We just in a dream world, dreaming all kinds of things, whatever comes to our mind. And it's just like, what do you want? What do you want to come to your mind? Because yes, you can get in the argument of or the discussion, you are not your thoughts. Okay, but you have them and you get to choose them. So, okay, you're not your thoughts. Good. Great to know. But guess what happened? You do have thoughts and you do have the ability to choose the thought. So what you going to do with the thought? Argue about how you're not the thought? Well, guess what? You're experiencing the thought. So I care less if you think you're the thought or you're not the thought. You're experiencing the thought. You're choosing the thought. Whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. Because all thoughts exist. But just like a moth to a flame, burned by desire, you are the moth and the flame. You're choosing the thought, and then other thoughts like it come into your experience. You said, what's the name of the video on YouTube? It's Busting Loose from the Money Game. My YouTube channel is Prosperous Living with Toya, if that's what you mean. My channel is Prosperous Living with Toya on YouTube, and the name of the video is Busting Loose from the Money Game by Robert Scheinfeld. So that's the name of the book. So I'll put the name of the book back up here on the screen, because I've done giving the points to the 5th through the 7th chapters.
What I also liked about the 7th chapter is that, okay, he's like, okay, now we're going to remove the blinds. Really see what's up. Okay, we've been told money is evil. We've been told all kinds of stuff. There's never enough. The rich get rich and the poor get poorer. We've been told all that. Now, let's really let's take off the x-ray vision. Is that true? No. If that's your perception of it. If you perceive it that way, then it's going to be true for you. So it's like when you were saying about, demons and devils and vampires, oh my. If it exists for you, if you believe that for you, I mean, even in like shows like A Haunting and all that kind of stuff, they say you got to invite that in. So if you believe that, you're going to experience that. There's been people that have lived in the same haunted house. Like for instance, the Amityville Horror House in Long Island. There's been people that have lived there and have experienced all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a family that lives there now. They don't experience any of that. They probably don't believe it. They don't believe that the house is haunted. So it's not going to have any effect. I mean, I would feel a little creepy myself living in a house where, people were unalived, but they don't have a problem with it. They don't believe it's haunted. So they don't have any experiences. The only thing they don't like is that, people always want to go by their house and look at it because in a way it's kind of a tourist attraction. But it's your belief. Like when I was a kid, I used to be afraid of the dark. I didn't like being in the dark. Now, when I go to bed, I love being in the dark because the moment I started embracing being in the dark, not being afraid of it, the fear went away. So now I can be in the dark and be comfortable with it because I changed my perception. I changed my mindset. So it's the same thing with everything. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the lies that the money machine, and not the money machine, that the people that created this system, which he also says in this book, it's a brilliant system. Are you going to accept that, or are you going to make up your own rules? I like Nikki's rules here. She says, I don't do anything and I make money. Nikki's rules here. She says, I don't do anything and I make money. Why? I make money just for being me. Why not? Why not? What rocks you? What rocks you? Claim it. Like it's so. Call things that be not as though they were. Because they are. They already exist. You wouldn't be desiring it if it didn't exist. And don't worry about the how. That's God's job. That pops up in your head. No, that's not. Shut up. That belongs to my higher self. Let my higher self figure it out. Thank you that I have what I asked for. Thank you. And go about your day and watch.
Yeah, this book is really just teaching you how to be more thankful. It reminds me of the script that says men ought to always pray and what?
Be in
Give
Thanksgiving.
thanks and give thanks.
And give Thanksgiving. Yep. I paraphrased.
Yep. And give thanks. Praying without ceasing. Because prayer is just acknowledgement. It's just thanksgiving. It's just praise. Prayer and praise are the same word. That's all. You're giving thanks for that which is. Right? And too many times we have been programmed to complain and to worry, when actually we should be programmed for praise and thanksgiving. Enter his courts with thanksgiving. Enter his courts. Enter his gates with thanksgiving. Oh yeah, gates with thanksgiving. Enter his courts with praise. Right? Enter the gates with thanksgiving. Enter the courts with praise. It is a joyful heart, right? Joy, 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 joy. You came that your joy may be full. How do you get a full heart how do you get a heart full of joy? Thanksgiving. You're not going to get a joyful heart complaining and worrying and doubting. Because what did it say? A hope deferred makes the heart sick? Come on. So if you can operate from the end and having, not wanting, not questioning, not doubting, not complaining, not worrying, but operating from the state of the wish fulfilled, says Neville Goddard. Operate from the state of the wish fulfilled. So the state of the wish fulfilled, wouldn't you just naturally be happy? Like you wouldn't have to conjure up happiness. If you know that the thing you asked for you already have, doesn't that automatically make you feel good? Unless you're operating from the human perspective of, I'm not worthy. Why would I feel good about something I don't think I deserve? Well, then that's when you're going to get that uneasy discomfort. And so that's the power you have to reclaim, because you still think you're supposed to earn the blessing when the blessing is a gift. And a gift only requires that you do what? Receive it.
Receive.
You gotta receive it.
Hmm. I like what Reverend Ike says. Prayer is what you say about yourself to yourself.
Oh, say that again.
Prayer is what you say about yourself to yourself. And I just saw that on a video. And I
Who do
was
you
like, whoa,
say
what
that
a
I
mic drop.
am? Who do you
Hmm.
say that I am? That goes back to that script. Who do you say that? Who do the people say that I am? When they say you crazy, they think you're delusional. They're saying that's not how it works. You have to work for a living. You have to get a degree. You have to know the right people. You got to be in the right rooms. And then who do you say that I am? I
That's
am
right.
that I am, and that's all that I am. I don't operate according to the rules of society. I'm above the law of man. See, there's a way that seems right unto a man, but to that way leads to what? Destruction. And what is destruction in that script? It leads to worry, stress, anxiety, helplessness, and hopelessness when you think you're supposed to know the way. You're not supposed to know the way. The way will be shown to you. It will be revealed. There is an unfoldment. It's a happening. But there is a way. You can go that way of trying to figure it out, stressing yourself out about it, trying to get in the right people, get in the right rooms. Oh, they told me that I got to invest in myself. And so if I want to be a part of the millionaire mindset, I got to be willing to put $5,000 on my credit card because that's an investment in self. Okay. I mean, that's a way. That's a way. You can go into debt. You can create that. You can play the human game and pay for the blessing. Like, that's a way to do it. Or you can just believe you already have it and let the way be unfolded to you.
But when you travel, even when you get on a new highway or on a new route or something like that, you've never been on that route before. You don't know what it looks like. You don't know how it's going to unfold. You don't know if it's got hills. You don't know if it's got a toll. The GPS tells you, in 500 feet, exit highway 281 to Chicago, something like that. And you go. You don't know what it's going to look like, but you trust that the GPS is going to take you to your destination.
Yeah.
And you don't know what it looks like. You don't sit there saying, "Oh, gee, well, are there going to be trucks? Is it going to be a 3-lane, 2-lane? How many exits does it have? Does it have a McDonald's? Does it not have a McDonald's?" You're taking the highway, but you keep your mind on the prize. I'm going to go see my friend in Chicago. I'm going to her house, so I'm keeping my mind on the prize, and I'm trusting the route.
Mhm.
You don't question it. So it's the same thing. You want to be a millionaire? Say, I'm a millionaire, and let it unfold how it's supposed to unfold for you. He even says it in his book here. I can't tell you how it's going to unfold because each person has their own journey.
Yep, I love that he's not saying you got to do these 10 steps.
You got to do the
exact 10 steps.
You got to rub your stomach and pat your head and do the hokey pokey. You got to sacrifice a chicken, You got to light a black candle. You got to shake your boobs. It's not telling you anything because you don't know what your journey is. Not everybody's journey is the same.
Yeah. And so we have a question on YouTube. Hello, Ray Queen Mother. Say, not being silly. How do I see frogs as non-existent? Seriously, I run like crazy from them. Because it's not about not seeing them as non-existent, not seeing them as separate from you. Like, you created the frog to experience the reality of being fearful of them. So give yourself a pat on the back. Say, yes, I did it. I made myself truly believe that this frog was separate from me. That this frog was something other than me. That this frog can exist outside of my thoughts about it. My perspective about it. And so if you could just take a moment to be like, oh, what is this frog really going to do to me? What power does this frog really have? It could possibly jump on me, and then what? Like, take your mind to the thing you're so afraid of. Allow your mind to go there. Okay, I see the frog. I know it likes bugs. So I guess the worst thing it could do is like lick me or something. Like it can like maybe jump in my hair or something. Like, like think of whatever and what that means to you. The experience, like what does that, because it only means something to you because you say it does. So what are you saying that this interaction with this frog means to you? Personally, I would not judge it. Because like I said, I used to be so afraid of bees, bugs in general. If I saw any type of bug, I would scream to heaven. I would be like, oh, it's in my hair. I would just get hysterical. Now, when I see a bee, I kind of just look at it. And I just want to see where it's going to go. Like, are you going to come near me? What you doing? What's your plan today? Like, what's going on? And then I talk to it. Be like, okay, we cool. Just as long as you stay over there. We good. We can be in the same area. Just keep your distance. And it never comes near me. Right? Because you just talk. Because you really just talking to yourself, because the bee is me. Like, I'm not separate from the bee. But I can talk to it as though it is separate from me. I can create that experience of it, me being here and the bee being over there. But actually, I am the bee. The bee is me. Because it's just my imagination once again running away with me. Yeah. Oh, but like you guys said, this has been an awesome read. Next Saturday, 8,
Yes,
9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10.
because we feel like busting loose,
Hey.
busting loose.
Yeah. Yes. I appreciate everyone once again who's joined the conversation, both in the chat as well as on the panel. It's definitely been an amazing time. Love the success stories, the simplification of this truth, because it's all about, let's not complicate it. Let's simplify it. And let's start making it hard for ourselves. And it truly is the appreciation of life. Like, because we talk about the law of attraction, right? What you give your attention to more of, you'll get more of that thing in your attention, right? So just find ways to appreciate life more. Even the thing, the quote unquote, the contrast or the unwanted. Take ownership of the creation. I created that. I'm really good. Guess what I get the power? Guess what I have the power to do? If I don't like it, recreate it. I
Revise
don't
it,
even gotta judge it. I don't even gotta make no big old stink about it. I don't have to
edit
be,
it.
oh my God, can you believe what happened today? Oh my God, I can't believe it. I thought that I wasn't thinking it. Like, you don't have to get all historical, but you can. You can, for the experience, to say, oh man, okay, I need to get this out because I'm just so mad. I'm so angry at myself. Oh, okay. Have that moment. And then come to yourself and be like, yeah, but I created that. And since I created that, I have the power to change it.
I got the power.
Hey. Free my soul.
I got the power.
Yeah. Power. We literally do have the power.
It's getting kind of easy. It's getting kind of easy. Yeah, I gotta change those lyrics. I'm getting kind of heavy. It's getting kind of easy.
Hey, I'm doing the running man over here.
No.
Doing the running man
I'm
in my
joining you.
seat.
You're doing the running chair. I'm doing it too.
Oh, thank you for joining, June. Thank you, everyone. Latoxic, Gigi, Kevin,
Thank you.
0120, Cheryl. Thank you as always. Thank you to the moderators, to the chat, everyone that came through, because we busting loose out that money game, right? I think Kevin been busted loose from that money game. I think he been a long time busted loose out that money game. we all getting to the level of K-Harp. We
K
all
Heart.
getting
Yep.
to the level of the K harp, where we could wherever we go, we got a free place to stay and free
That's
food to
right.
eat.
That's right. And we say thank you, appreciate it, thank you. Oh, this is so cool, thank you.
You guys are
Yes,
funny.
thank you. Go ahead, Kevin.
We gotta hang out with Kevin.
Yes, yes. And you can catch the recap on YouTube. You will find it there. You can get free ebooks, link tree in the bio. You can stop by on Wednesdays to join our manifesting community where we talk manifesting our reality. That's all we talk about, kind of like this Facebook group. But this is a Facebook group, represent Facebook group, book club meeting. Because it is a Facebook group. I do have a Facebook group as well, Prosperous Living with Toya on Facebook, Prosperous Living with Toya on YouTube, Royalty Forever on Instagram. I am Royalty Forever on Instagram, however. Royalty_forever on Instagram. So that is my name on Instagram. But the link is in the bio as well if you want to follow me on Instagram too. Yes, and like I said, Wednesdays is sub only. Well, you get to ask your questions. We're going to speak specifically to manifesting your desired outcome. And it's really just about just coming to that awareness that it is your thoughts that, it's whatever you're giving your attention to. And the more you appreciate life, the more you'll have to appreciate. It's really that simple. Continue to give thanks in all areas. In all things, give thanks. For this is the will of God concerning you in Christ Jesus. See, there's another script that talks about men are to always pray and give thanks. Rejoice. And again, I say rejoice. In all things, give thanks. For this is the will of your consciousness concerning you in your higher mind. That's all it means. So it's just the Bible is replete with telling you got to give thanks. Be in a joyful place. Is it required that you be joyful? No, but why wouldn't you be is the question. Why wouldn't you want to be joyful? Like, why do you want to be walking around all stank face and all, rude and, all mad? But you can. You can. You can do it. I ain't saying it's wrong. I'm not saying you're not going to get your blessing just because you stank face and you rude and you angry, because you can still get your desire. Many have done it. Because it's your reality. Because it only requires that you focus on the thing that you want. Your mood, really, the only mood you need to have is that it's already done. That's the only mood that's required. Your mood is just your focus. So, hey, again, do you. It's your world. Nobody else exists in your world. Just know that what you give comes back, pressed down, shaken together. That's, what you see, what you get. You get what you see, rather. You get what you see. Your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you like, oh, people are liars and they're manipulating, I'm going to get people before they get me. Well, then you're going to create the reality of always try to have to outdo someone. And you're always going to have this competitive nature. And you're always going to play this game of winning and losing. When it doesn't have to be that way. When you can, all I do is win no matter what. Got money on my mind. I will always have enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands
go up.
Hey,
and they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Because all I do is what?
Win. Everybody hands in the air, let them stay there. That's my tune right there.
Hey.
And you know how they talk about being in the end, being in the wish fulfilled? The easiest way to get there is to give thanks.
Yep.
The easiest way to get there. Notice when we were just saying, that you were just saying, oh my God, if somebody does that for me, I'm like, oh yes, thank you. And you haven't even experienced it yet, but you're already feeling the joy of the wish fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it's so underrated. But the reason why, present party excluded, they don't teach it, because that's the easiest way to get into all these states that they tell you about: the wish fulfilled, the feeling, the having the desire, all of that. Giving thanks seals the deal.
Seals the deal. Yep, like
Automatically.
Latoxi said, practice saying thank you in your mind. Here's the
Yes.
thing. Say thank you no matter what's going on. You wake up and thank you. Walking down the stairs, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking your breakfast, thank you. Eating your breakfast, thank you. Wash, whatever. Look for reasons just to say thank you just because.
Just because.
Just because. Because a thank you can be inwardly, it can be outwardly. You could just say
Mm-hmm.
it in your mind or you could vocalize it.
Yep.
Both are just as real. One isn't more powerful than the other because you said it inwardly because you said it outwardly. They're equally as powerful because it's all you.
Yep.
It's all you. But like, oh, I thank you for this live. I thank you guys for coming and sitting and chatting with me. I thank you so much for all of it that I've remembered in this moment and you know, as I go on my day and the rest of my day, I'm just so thankful for this entire experience. Like right now, you have something to be thankful for, and you can come up with probably 20 things to be thankful for just from this one experience.
And we're thankful for you, T. We're thankful for you doing this. We're thankful for this book club. I'm thankful for all the wonderful people I've met here. I'm thankful for the gems, the eye-opening, the fun, because I have such a blast.
Yes.
And I mean, when you get on that thankful train, let me tell you, it takes you a while to get off of it. Because when you really start thinking about everything you can be thankful for, and you'll be saying it before you know it, an hour has gone by. You're like, oh my God, I've been sitting here thinking about everything I'm thankful for an hour. Where'd the time go? And
Yep.
it's-
And I don't
it's
know if you
true.
guwhen noticed, I have been leaning into that AI bag. Someone told me about Gemini, and I'm like, "Ooh, Gemini," because when the one that you saw, Gigi, was Chat GPT. So someone was like, "Well, try Gemini because they look more like you. You know,
Oh,
the
okay.
images look more
Yeah, because
like
you're way prettier, my bestie. I'm sorry. I've
I'm
seen
like,
you guys in
ChatGPT
person. I'm like,
tried
yeah,
it.
they're way
I mean,
prettier
some
than
people
that.
liked it, right? Some people liked it or whatever. It was like because it was about what the image portrayed,
Right.
right? You know,
So I
and
just
so I'm
pictured your
like,
pretty
use
face
it
there.
as a Pictionary, use it as a vision board, use it as a storyboard. So whatever it is that you're desiring, see yourself with it. Use AI as a tool, just like you would use anything else. These things are tools. They're reflections of us. They're projections of us, reminding us, telling us, yes, if you can see the vision, it doesn't care if it's in your mind or it's in a picture, it's in AI, whatever it is. Put yourself in the story. That's all
right.
you're doing. You're putting yourself in the story. So I'm like, y'all about to get sick of me because y'all about to see this AI, and I'm just okay. I'm uploading a picture. Okay, change the color of the dress. Put me in my multi-million-dollar home. Yeah, put me on my private jet. Yes, put me on next. That just reminded me on my secluded island. That's gonna be the next one y'all see. Y'all see me on secluded island. That's gonna be the next one. I'm buying an infinity pool. I buy my infinity pool. I'm in my high rise with the Chicago skyline. Yes, I like with floor to ceiling windows. Like I'm putting it in a prompt, and it's free. They have a paid and then they have a free. So the paid one you could try for 30 days where they do 8-second clips. So I've been doing that today too. And you can give the little avatar or the AI twin something to say. And what I did when I did the Gemini on the app, and then I uploaded to YouTube not on YouTube, on TikTok, because you could do the voiceover on TikTok. So even though it doesn't give you the voice on the Gemini app, you can just upload it to TikTok and then just take that voice away and do the voiceover and add your own voice. So I was like, yes, life dreams really do come true. Life is wonderful. Only thing is they only allow you to use the video app for a certain amount of times before they tell you can't use it for the rest. So they told me I can't come back to it till 8:00 tonight. So they got me like 3 or 4 videos. They was like, okay, you've used up all your video coins now. You gotta wait till 8:00 tonight. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to pay for that because you're gonna limit me how many videos I can make. I don't know about that. I might just try for 30 days and I just stick to the images, just the pictures or whatever.
Yeah, or you can do it old school. You find a picture of your favorite car, a picture of your favorite airplane, or your house, or whatever, and you put it on a vision board, a vision book on your phone, and look at it and say, Yeah, that's my house. Like, check out my beautiful house. My pool looks like a guitar. I have a guitar
Yes.
pool. People that fly over my house are like, "Oh my god, her pool looks like a guitar. It's just like her
Yeah,
electric
you know,
guitar.
I
It's
don't
gorgeous."
generally do vision boards, but here's the thing: we all take pictures, right? Like I don't necessarily
Exactly.
do a vision board, and I just look at not I'm caught in a vision board or a storybook, but I just look at it. I'm just taking pictures of where I've been in my life. That's how I'm looking at it, right? Like I'm just capturing the moment, and even though the moments haven't quote unquote happened, or have they? Have they happened or have they not happened? They've actually happened.
Yep. Well,
I'm
I
just
did
giving
that
you a
with
preview to the movie.
actually when I was in my 20s. I put a picture of Danny Aiello, who passed away. Unfortunately, he had a show called Della Ventura, and I put a picture of him on my vision board. And my agent called me and said, "Hey, there's a TV show. They're looking for actors, either extras or people who to say something. Would you like to do it? It's for a couple of days this week. You want to do it?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And when I got there, guess who the show was for? It was for Danny Aiello. And I was like, okay.
Nice,
And it's until
nice.
I learned about this, and I was like, oh my god, I remember having a picture of him on my vision board, and it showed up. And I wasn't saying anything to her like, oh, I'm going to work on a show with
Right.
Danny Aiello or anything like that. I just saw a picture of Danny Aiello. I mean, I see him in movies and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's probably because I have him on my vision board, because that's why I'm
That's
seeing
it,
him
yeah,
in
because I
movies.
think about it. I was a fan of Bobby Brown, and
Uh
I
huh.
had pictures of him, and I got to go see him in concert. So
Yeah.
it's not something I was asking to do either, because we didn't have a whole lot of money when I was growing up. So that didn't even cross my mind to even say, oh, I would really love to go see him in concert. No, I was just like, I enjoyed his music. He was one of my favorite artists. I had pictures of him on my wall, and when my stepfather bought us tickets to go see him in concert. So yeah, there you go. But
Yeah.
Latisik, you have any final words before I close it out? Okay, no problem, no problem. What about you, Kev, before I close it out?
All I want to say is I love this platform. Thank you.
Oh, appreciate you. I love it as well. Thank you, thank you. What about you, the 0120?
Yes, same. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for encouraging me to come up, even though I've been up before. But yeah, thank you for this platform and thank you for all you do. Like, you spend so much hours with us, encouraging us, and all of that. So I do want to show my appreciation.
Let me encourage you while I encourage me.
Mhm.
In the words of Fred Hammond. That's all I'm doing. We just encouraging one another. You're right. It's just we're really just encouraging ourselves, because you are me, I am you, and we are one. We are one. We are one. We are one. Thank you guys so much. So again, next Saturday, same time, same place, same station, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we will be discussing 8, 9, and 10 until we meet again. And as my husband said, Thanksgiving is just not in November. It's for every day of the year. It's every moment, from moment to moment. From glory to glory to glory to glory to glory. It belongs to God. All right, guys. Yes, 30K. Is that 30K? Yeah. 50K. 50K. All right, 50K. Let's go. Good night, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye.